And we're back live. What's going on, people? For another Aim Down Sights podcast. It's gonna be fun tonight. We got so many damn topics that we're gonna have to kind of fly through these a little bit here. But welcome out, everybody. Welcome everybody in the chat. We'll be talking some shit tonight because that's what we do on this show. So welcome out.
Yes, talk shit. What are you talking
about? Sometimes we got some representatives of the PC Master Race here tonight. Yes, I'm poking the bear for you Xbox guys. Don't worry, I still play on my Xbox too. It's all good. But what's going on? I say I get notifications going off over here. I thought I shut you up. What's going on? Next Gen Nero, my co-host. Next Gen Nero and Red Dead Panda. What's going on tonight, guys? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Doing pretty good. Been knee deep in that Fallout 4. Addicted.
Yes.
Started that Far Harbor DLC and the Nuka world. And I've been on it religiously since the next gen patch dropped. Like I've noticed. Yeah, you have not stopped. It's kind of like your new Dragon's Dogma 2, I noticed. Like you just been full-fledged. Yeah.
Who is that handsome man in the middle? Maybe I should probably bring that up. I don't know if you guys recognize this guy, but this is Nero right here. This is
in
the
flesh, man. I figured, when I talk to these ponies and corrupt media, man, they gotta look me in the eyes when I say what I say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta stare into the camera, stare into their soul, and let them know how wrong they are, Nero.
Definitely.
How you doing, Panda?
I'm really good. I've had a long weekend, so I've been doing all my boring stuff on like Thursday and Friday, and then I just got back into Diablo 4 because I'm like stepping back from Halo. I don't know, there's just not enough cool.
It happened.
Yeah, I had to step back. I don't want to because I love playing Halo, but it's just you keep playing the same people, and they're too sweaty. There's not enough.
Halo is kind of in that state. It's kind of mid at the moment.
Yeah, they need to do something about it. I think.
Yes, you guys can attack Nero for that shit. I didn't say it.
The original tier system that they got,
I love Halo too, but
it's cool. But I think they need to litter that in between bigger battle passes for those. Just to keep people engaged because it doesn't take long to get through the 20 at all. And
definitely not.
But yeah. Busy playing some Diablo 4. Still playing Dragon's Dogma. Honestly, I don't know how to stop playing that game, to be honest. But all these we're going to talk about later. All these Starfield updates have me like going, Capcom, Dragon's Dogma team, look over there and see what they're doing around improvements to New Game Plus and everything like that. Like,
damn, Panda, the game ain't that old.
I know, but I'm like, there's not enough difference between, like, they need to add a difficulty mode as soon as you go into New Game Plus on Dragon's Dogma.
This is what happens when you play 14 hours a day of one game. This is what happens. You start complaining. No one's even finished the damn game except for Panda, and everyone. She's like, "Why isn't there more content? I need more, damn you."
Yeah.
That's what we say.
I'm really good, and it's good to see you on cam, Nero, and it's good that to see you again, Retro. I love the show. So.
I love you.
And welcome to our two guests.
Yes, absolutely. We got Dusty Buns. I've been watching Stranger Things. Sorry, Dusty. Dusty Buns over here. We got Dusty. Welcome, brother. How you doing, man?
It's okay. I welcome that nickname at all times. As if you don't know, I am a dancer, so Dusty Buns kind of falls in line with that.
Sure.
How's everybody doing? It's good to be here today. Hope everybody's having a great pre-Cinco de Mayo. If you're going to
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah. I'm getting down tomorrow, so should be a good time. But
it's the 4th, guys. I forgot for all you Star Wars fans. May the 4th be with you. I always forget about that.
Yes,
the 5th for me though.
With you.
Well, for me.
Well,
that's true.
You got to say it the right way. May the 4th be with you. Revenge of the 5th. All right.
Revenge of the 5th. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, and also with you, like a religious.
And also with you.
Yeah. Exactly. When I say that, no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm glad you did, Dusty. Welcome out. We got PC Master Race out here representing the PC. Yuso Vinny, how you doing, brother?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
What's up,
good, doing good, man. Thank you for joining us tonight, Vinny. I know Nero speaks highly of you. So
I speak highly of Nero, man. He's a good guy.
Absolutely. Hopefully, you guys can battle out Xbox versus PC. Which one's better?
And I'll stand in the
we
middle and just
we know
listen with
them.
my cloud gaming.
Yeah, that's right. We got GeForce over here representing
the Dreamcast,
too,
guys. It's the Dreamcast.
Right.
It's the Dreamcast, guys.
It's none of the above. It's the Dreamcast.
Dreamcast. All right.
Oh, our favorite person in the world, Dreamcast guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, don't they'll vomit on screen.
Oh man!
Don't open that can of worms. Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just watching the Worms Futurama episode, so you saying that just literally made me think
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, let's go into some quick news here. Just something I wanted to show here. Well, quick for you Xbox guys. So Tom Warren was showing off the dashboard here. Let me replay that.
Beautiful.
So Microsoft testing. Let me actually mute that here. So the UI dashboard change. Unfortunately, don't be mad at me, but this was on PlayStation day one. It's actually one of the features that I really liked that they had. Once you scroll over a game, it changes the dashboard. Even on PlayStation, it actually plays some music too, which I think is cool. But at least we have it on Xbox now. I really like this new interface that's going to be coming out. It's not out yet. It's going to be out probably in the next few months.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It's nice to see that they're showcasing the art and stuff like that. But here's the other thing I wanted to show real quick. And this one is to me a little bit vital to kind of what's going on here. It says another day, another great Xbox dashboard feature. Microsoft is testing out the ability for Xbox consoles to remember multiple Wi-Fi networks. This makes it easy to switch between networks if you take your console on a road trip.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this is about Xbox.
You know what it
right? We think we know what this is about, right? This feels like it's for the handheld. Feels like this is made specifically for the handheld. Why? Why wouldn't? Yeah, this is all about the handheld, right? I don't know. Thoughts? Do you guys think this is a handheld thing, or are they just like doing this for you to take your Xbox on the road? I don't know who the fuck does that, but
yeah, very implicative of them to put that in there. Yeah. I'll just give my 2 cents. Like,
go ahead.
When I saw this, I thought to myself, I'm like, who takes their Xbox around like that? And then I said, And then, of course, right after that, I opened Twitter and Boom has a tweet. Shout out to Boom, talking about, of course, what else do you think this is for? And I'm like, yeah, this is definitely for the future of a handheld, Series X, Series S type device. So my only question is, are we going to see this thing sooner than a next gen release, or is this just going to be next gen?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
There's new hardware coming.
I don't think it's this year, to be honest with you.
There's a PS5 Pro coming. That's why I'm like, would you drop this next to that?
It's a PS5 remaster.
That might be smart.
It's a PS5 remaster. Let's get the name right.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's not a remake. It's a remaster. You're right.
It's a remaster of the PS5.
I don't know. Vinny, let me ask you, do you think the handheld's coming sooner than later, or do you think it's like 2026 like the original rumors kind of suggested?
I think it's holiday.
Oh, this year?
Yeah, I think it's holiday this year, or probably like summer next year.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a good That's a good look. If you think about it, how else would you get a upper hand on the other side by just dropping? No, everyone thinks.
I don't hate the idea of it at all. I just didn't think it was going to be this soon, because all the rumors were around 2026, but that was also around the whole next gen leap, and maybe this is not that, right? Maybe this next gen leap is not the handheld. It's something else, like AI or something that Sarah Bond was talking about. But it's funny. I've talked to a lot of people, and you guys are kind of the first ones that really suggest that you think it might actually be this year. I hope you're right, man. If a handheld, because I've been holding off on getting any of these handhelds, it's driving me fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Well, so if it is this year,
I would say this. I like Vinny's idea. If it's not this year, wouldn't be surprising. But I could see it being before next gen.
Yeah.
It could be announced this year and released next year, because next year's 2025, and then 2026 is the year after.
That's what I was thinking, 2025. But at the same time, I'm just like, I keep boggling my mind and going, are you going to release a handheld, say November? We all know it's going to be November. It's almost always November. Are you going to release a handheld in November of 2025 and the very next year release your big boy Series X? You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that kind of odd?
Companion device, right?
Yeah. I see this. Yeah. I see this as being like you can still have your home console, but if you would like to have an on-the-go console, you have this side option. Like, they're gonna push it hard, but you'll have like the Series whatever handheld, but you'll have the Series X, Series S of the next generation.
Okay.
And the way they do their cloud saves, it will just be easy enough to switch between your handheld versus your physical console at home. Yeah. I also think like there's a market for people who want to do and play like portable gaming, and so they're wanting to hit that market. And there's a market for the people who want to go with traditional gaming, and then there's the people who want to do both. So I think no matter what, because the handheld is never going to be as powerful as a physical system, it doesn't really make a difference as to when they release it, as long as they release it and message it right around its compatibility with future generational hardware and such, and even backwards compatibility. And they were very clear this gen that anything that you used last, like your controllers from the Xbox One, backwards compatible with the new hardware, and I think that's what's going to happen moving forward anyway.
Good point. I mean, you guys are giving fuck you guys for giving me hope, because honestly I was like, there's no way this is coming out anytime
I've been
soon.
Thinking about this for a while.
I have too. I've been racking my brain, and I actually was one of the people who said first that I thought it was coming out sooner than 2026, and I changed my mind again by talking to, because other people were convincing me. I just got to stand on my own and just be like, I think it's coming out sooner than 2026.
The way Xbox has been moving, it's more in line with how Phil moves to drop this sooner than everybody realizes,
right?
And to surprise Sony even as well, because
it would shit all over PlayStation Portal. Let's be honest,
man. Well,
that's not hard to do. Like, let's be honest.
That's a low bar.
Well, I was about to say that's an amazing handheld. No, I'm kidding. But
watch yourself, Dusty. It's okay. This is a safe space. You could.
I was the first hater of that handheld, so I stand proud. I was not quiet about it at all. I was the first hater, because as soon as it dropped, because I'm an avid cloud gamer. So with that being said, when you're doing a device like this, and you're not adding capabilities of a browser, you're not adding true capabilities of being on the go
down like crazy.
Right. What is the point of this when you have literally a streaming capability with every other handheld device that's already out there, including your phone? I have a Kishi V2 for my phone, like it's nothing. So
when they take out features like Bluetooth, when the system is capable of using Bluetooth,
that was beyond me. And then
that's the one that, like, that was the line. I was like, "Are you fucking cheating?"
And they created specific headsets, like peripherals for the system that aren't compatible with. And I was like, you can't use your ones you already purchased at the beginning of the generation on the system. Like, fuck you.
You're talking about the headphones?
Yeah.
I was gonna say that buried me. That absolutely buried me. Like, that was the final straw. I was trying to give it some hope that, like, okay, if you can stream from, like, in a very good connection from New York and your house is in LA, okay, I can get away with this thing a little bit.
And you're rich, because if you're going to New York to LA, you must have some fucking money, Dusty.
Well,
right.
Well, no. I mean, so you can find some cheap flights. There's some, some days.
Yeah, but Fly Spirit.
but exactly. Well, Fly Spirit, but then hang on for dear life. No,
right.
But shout out to Spirit. But the thing is, Spirit. If you could have that solid connection to your console, okay, right? But then adding this bit about you have to buy these headphones really, really, really killed me. It just set me off. I hate it. I was like, this device really isn't worth it at all whatsoever, because a lot of people are going to want to use a headset. And if you already own Sony PlayStation headsets, they should work with this device. Why does it not? That is the biggest cash grab I've ever seen. I don't care what is good about this device. I can no longer support it because it's no longer a $200 device. It's a $400.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, I back on. I think you're talking about them sort of setting it up to move fast and deliver this handheld. Sarah Bond kind of indicated that this was coming. Like they've been hinting at it and hinting at it and hinting at it. So I really do think there's an announcement this year, and I think a release next year. Yeah. That's my opinion.
Okay,
2025.
Fair enough.
Yep.
2025.
If anything, 2025.
Yeah, definitely 2025. But I do think it would be smart to drop it if it's ready to go to compete with the PS5 Pro.
I mean,
because the difference is our new hardware, we have games to play on it.
Yeah.
Their game, they new hardware.
Yeah.
I mean,
they can watch Netflix. Yeah.
Right. Pornhub and stuff.
And Pornhub.
They can wait for our game.
Remaster? Is it Horizon Forbidden West that's getting a remaster, or is it Zero?
I think it's the first
getting
one.
A remaster. Zero Dawn.
I think it's it would be the first one, right?
Yeah,
it's getting a remaster.
Yeah.
That boring ass franchise, bro. Like I
like that first game. I didn't play the second one, so I heard it was bad.
The idea
I
of
really
the
like
world
the first
is cool.
one. Yeah, I see. I think that's part of the reason I love it, Dusty, because I love
dystopian
apocalyptic.
Future.
Yeah, I love that dystopian future thing, and I really like the story of that game, the first one. But hey,
y'all don't like the first one. Y'all just like how the first game starts. It gets your heart, you bully, and then all her people die.
I really like her character. Right. You're not wrong there.
Vinny is backstage right now.
Oh, is Vinny not in? Okay,
he got disconnected because he had a blackout.
Okay, all right. Shit, I'm trying to see which.
Tis the season for blackouts coming up. By the way,
let me see.
I was gonna ask, Retro. I know.
There we go.
I'm on it.
Hey.
I'm always on it.
He's
there. He is. Hey, he's got a cam now.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
To change that. I'm sorry. I'm going back.
No,
sorry.
I really like those.
Don't worry about it. You're fine. Cool. Thank you. We worked a long time on all this stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me a few things. Hello.
Yeah, definitely do. Are you trying to replace something?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
Hey man, yo, the chat gotta chill. Yo, hold on. Let me.
Oh, wait.
Is that Nero in sexy 1080p?
Yo, y'all. Like, look. First of all, we got a bad storm. I'm in North Carolina. Retro, you in South, right? So
I'm in
I don't
South.
know. If we get a bad storm.
We hit it. We had it earlier. Hold on. Let me check real quick.
Out in LA or OC.
Like my internet bugging.
Too good outside right now.
It's definitely not looking too hot. That's why I don't know if y'all noticed. Like when we first started, my shit kicked me out. I had to come back in. And
I mean, if you want to shut off the camera, it might help a little bit. But I mean, if you're gonna, if your internet's gonna fuck you, it's just gonna take you out altogether. But
look, when Gritty say stuff like that, man, I don't.
Hero got me rocked up right now. I have a question for everyone, if you don't mind. So
yeah, go ahead.
We predict and know that this handheld is inevitable. Are they going to release a white handheld or a black handheld or both?
I hope both. It'll probably be black though, because I'm changing all my equipment over to white stuff, just to be different. But I would like if that, I think even Nero said this too. Like that white digital Xbox that was rumored to come out this year. We were pretty excited about that thing. I thought it looked pretty awesome.
Dude, I was so ready for that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I like when they switch it up with the colors.
Yeah.
Vinny, what about you? Do you give a shit about black versus white for the color of the a weird way for me to say that, but
give me a Starfield edition. Give me a Starfield edition.
Starfield edition. Ooh.
I think they're gonna do black to save money at launch, and then eventually they'll launch like a white.
Yeah. That's what it is. It's always black. Yeah, because it's always to save money, I think, off the rip, and then it comes later.
D-brand skins.
Yeah, I would take it. Fuck it.
I think they should get creative though, man, and do like I get it, but they should definitely have way more custom Series S's and X's.
We need more of those wraps, dude.
Yeah,
those $50 wraps for honestly, every fucking game. You
can make a wrap for the Series S. I really disagree with anybody who thinks twice and disagrees with that. But you really can make a wrap for the Series S. We need way more wraps for the Series X. I don't know why it's not happening.
I don't either. I'm hoping I mean, I guess we need more of those first party games that come out. But I think like the staples, like your Fables, your Avoweds, like I expect to see those $50 wraps for those games, and I will be shocked. And if they don't, I'm sorry, that's another that's a fucking rake. Microsoft stepping on a rake if they don't do that. It will make no sense to not jump all over that, because people a lot of people can't afford these special edition consoles. You don't have to spend like anywhere from $3 to what was the fucking SpongeBob? It was $700 I think it was for that specialty SpongeBob one, for God's sakes. It's $50 or $50. For a wrap.
Nobody asked for that. Like, come on, man.
Didn't it sell out?
That shit sold out though.
Yeah, it's sold out.
Of course, it's sold out. Somebody did.
None of us asked for it. I was laughing when I saw that shit. But teach their own. I ain't judging you guys. It's all good. All right, let me go back.
As somebody who uses white controller because my black one has stick drift, I am not pro white things as far as that. Hey.
I heard you telling that white Xbox,
and I loved it so
they get dirty
much.
fast. Like the white.
It does, dude. It does. Like, yeah. I'm just am I this dirty? Yes, I am. I guess. I don't know. You just gotta clean your shit, I guess.
Pulse red, baby. Pulse red.
I got some of the purple ones too. The green one. I also have the green one. I saw that one's got the green one as well.
Color. I have my Sea of Thieves ones. I still have my Titanfall controller.
You have a Sea of Thieves
controller?
Damn.
Yes. Yeah, Sea of Thieves controller. Yeah.
Somebody get me back on that game, please.
Oh, I really want to. I need to get back on that game. I love Sea of Thieves so much. Oh my God. Just this fun.
Hellblade better get some special controllers, man.
Oh, they got to, right? That's got to be a thing.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, man. Sea of Thieves ain't connect with me, man. Look, when things don't connect with me either. I got a bad habit of calling shit mid when it don't correct. It doesn't connect with me. So by my logic, Sea of Thieves is mid, but it can't be too mid because it's top chart.
I mean, a lot of people love it, man.
Well, I want to play the new update
on Metacritic, right?
Yeah.
The PlayStation 5 version.
Yeah.
Xbox.
I want to play it because they have that new update where you don't get griefed by random.
I love that they did that. That was very smart. Just like for people like old guys like me, right?
I just want to complete a story with my friends for once,
without getting killed. Like when Fortnite came out with the no build mode, that's when I jumped in. I'm like, I ain't fucking with that. I ain't fucking with 10-year-olds that can build. No, I'm good.
To me, it's fun if you can play the game where like you're in the world with other people, but it's PvE. It's not PvE. And but I also like having both options, because don't get me wrong, there are some times where I like there are times where I do like that challenge.
Goddamn snooze fest,
because it makes it fun. But it's the times like in Sea of Thieves where you get griefed by certain players, where you go on this huge adventure, you spent 3 hours because it takes forever,
right?
And then you come back just for like players waiting for you, just to like they're not playing against you.
To jump you, essentially.
Yeah, it's just that has never been fun for me.
Skill-based matchmaking in Sea of Thieves.
When they're just like, it that takes the fun out of it, But when I want to try this new update. I want to see how it is. I haven't.
I loved all the Tales stories in there. You could go through and play a story, and that was like PvE in that sense. It was so much fun, and there was like. I'm trying to remember which one we were playing. I think it was the Pearl one. And there was a jump that one of us couldn't make, and I still grief that person to this day that they couldn't make that jump. There's like...
I used to actually watch. I used to go online just to watch people fucking with each other on that game. I thought that was entertaining. I was like, this game looks fun to play with a good group of people, but I don't know, man. I just couldn't. I started playing it. I just
a different vibe.
Yeah, I think I just needed a group, because I went in there solo, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
When you're playing with randoms that don't know what they're doing, aka me, with the first couple of times I played, but it can be a very frustrating experience, because you're trying to get water out of the boat, and they don't even know how to grab a bucket. Like,
listen, I've been playing with randoms in the finals.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the best true next-gen shooters on the market. If you're not playing the finals,
that game.
What are you doing?
It's good. Finals is better than I thought it was. When I tried it, I was like, this is this is pretty solid.
I just feel like everyone's so good at it now. I'm gonna suck.
That's the thing, dude. I always get my ass handed to me, but I think it's very.
I mean,
solid,
well, you know,
entry.
you do all that PC Master Race shit. You know, you should come on out there and show
You
us
talk
what
that
you
shit there. You talk it.
Hey, don't worry, Xbox people. I got y'all back, man. You know what I'm saying?
He's
You holding
got
us down,
you.
man.
He's
Green
got you.
team, man. Green team.
All right, let me move on to another thing here. So, Kind of Funny interviewed Todd Howard, which was interesting, but I just wanted to kind of go over some brief stuff that was pointed out in the interview itself. So, I know we talked about this a bunch of times, Nero. I know, like, we don't want this to happen, but no plans to retire, apparently. So that's good. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, bring up the chats, guys, for us. Please do that. So apparently no plans for him to retire anytime soon, at least. So hopefully we'll get another game or two.
Everybody
coming
put that
from
praying
Todd.
hand emoji in the chat, man. Put that praying hand emoji out. Pray that
praise
Todd
for God
Howard never fucking retire, man.
Till he keels.
Take Neil Druckmann instead.
Oh, gray hair first.
Take Neil instead. He's like the
Take
sacrificial
Neil.
lamb.
They already
Take
took him.
Neil.
Take Flippy
Take
Bing
him.
while we're at it. He's peaked.
Oh man, you guys are rough. So there's five teams at the studio at BGS. So we got teams, working on Shattered Space. You got teams working on Fallout 76. You got a mobile team and some other teams that were just like, what are they doing? So I think that's kind of exciting to see that something is going on behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on over there, Def Leppard. I just looked and there's a dick on stream, but thank you.
What do y'all have going on today?
Eggplant, okay.
I'm reading this and then I look to my left. Yeah, there it is. So we got the Starfield Shattered Space DLC coming sometime this year. Starfield update this week. Obviously, we'll talk about what the update was because now we know what it is. We got new city maps are coming, which is great. The city maps is definitely a good thing to add to the game. Shipbuilding update, so that's cool. New display modes on console are coming. So shout out to the team.
I'm trying to control myself, Retchy, but when you read what's coming in that patch, it does something to me.
I'm so excited.
Man, listen. Best studio in gaming, man. You feel what I'm saying? Bethesda, put some goddamn respect on it. Oh, it can't do 60 frames. Shut the fuck up. Starfield was by far, if not the most polished game to drop last year, along with Alan Wake 2.
Yeah,
and probably Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Besides
Hogwarts,
that,
baby.
Listen, if you got to drop your game at 30, meaning I'm not gonna have to deal with my ship, being stuck, just a bunch of goofy ass. You know what Bethesda is known for, allegedly. That game was extremely
Bethesda
polished,
jank.
and the game hasn't been out even a full year, and just look how far it's came. You feel what I'm saying? Game of the generation. I don't.
And
know
he's
what else
sticking
say.
to it. He's sticking to the game of generation. He's drawing the line.
They listen, man. They listen. They gave us land vehicles. Like, we're getting land.
Dude,
vehicles.
I got so
excited.
much shit, Vinny. When I said that, I was like, I said the one thing I wish there was land vehicle. Oh, fuck you, Retry. Why don't you just use the fucking jetpack? I'm like, because it's not that great. Fuck you guys. I want land vehicles.
Take
The
what they
jetpack
give
is
you.
fun, but
You just got to time
I
the
need a
jetpack.
vehicle.
You'll get far.
See, that's what everybody say. You're just gonna time it right. You just get good, Rich. Go fuck yourself. I wanted land vehicles. It's fine. And look at.
Good, Retry.
Apparently, I wasn't the only one who wanted it because guess what? It's coming. So go
I'm
fuck
happy.
yourself.
It's only going to be helpful
I'm
on
happy.
specific planets, though, because some of the terrain on those planets is rocky AF.
That's
And it'll be
that's
fun.
the thing. It's gonna have to big old
because
tires with some shocks.
They're going to
and
be
shit.
quads.
Big
They
game,
should
it'll
get
be
bikes in
Just
there.
make a
like-
maker.
Yes, Vinny.
Just give us a
What'd you
maker.
say? Give us.
Well,
a
I'm
maker.
gonna share some
getting-
news here on the ADS. I don't really want to,
Go for it.
give too much inside information, but Jazz ain't the only one that got. Listen, they reworking the way they stitched together the map. That's why it took a longer time for land vehicles to come, because they do want to iron out making it make sense. Like you said, some planets is so rocky, some planets is like,
Yeah. big
how the
time.
fuck would you gonna need them? What's the name of the car from Mass Effect 1? The original
Mako.
one? Mako.
Mako.
You're gonna need the original Mako to travel some of that shit in Starfield. But
Yeah. You're gonna
they
need
wanted
go-go
it to-
gadget shocks to get over some of those fucking
Gonna have
things.
vehicle building
Exactly.
with ship
Exactly.
building.
So I'm just really excited for all the fucking idiots that's gonna drive in a
Yes,
straight line,
Dusty.
hoping to hit an invisible wall. Because
for 2 minutes and I hit the
Yeah,
wall.
Are we going to be able to land on the planet, on the gas planet with the vehicle? That's what I want to know.
And mods,
Or are we just gonna fall through it because science?
You're gonna have Rocket League and Starfield soon, guys.
Dude,
Oh,
The Lego
Jesus.
just going smash.
that makes me think about Starfield Online and when is that coming? Yay.
Yeah. Dusty Dusty brought up a good point though, saying like, what if you can make your own vehicles?
I think
Your own
we
lane
might get to a
vehicles.
point of vehicle building with shipbuilding.
Dude,
because now they
hells
add in
yeah.
you can customize the interior of your ship, and for me that's fucking huge, yo.
And
Because
you have a
like
vehicle bay for your vehicle?
exactly that's
Yeah, damn, Dusty coming out.
Oh my,
Dusty saving these home run. You need to be
Hey.
hired, bro. Like that has to happen. It makes too much sense. That makes too much sense. Yeah, I'm excited about that. So that was good. Congratulations to Kind of Funny with that Todd Howard interview. They always get the great interviews. And I guess
somebody said Starfield 76.
Hell yeah.
Starfield 76.
Hey, let's not act like Starfield. I mean, Fallout 76 ain't better than Helldivers. You know, if I'm to look at the reviews on Steam,
that
we're
is
gonna get into that. Hey,
fire. I haven't played enough of 76. I don't know. I'm not co-signing that one yet. I played Helldivers. It's a good game. I'm not. Nero, you might be on an island by yourself on that one.
I mean, it's a cute game. Helldive, it's a cute game.
It's a cute game that
With all that action
millions.
going on. It's a cute.
It's a handsome game. You know what I'm saying? Like I flirt with it in a bar or something, but it ain't like I'm just gonna go out my way.
You're not gonna put a ring on it. You're not gonna marry that
I'm not
shit.
gonna put a ring on that
That's
shit.
it.
I'm divorced
Yeah.
Halo. They don't get together. So I'm not,
That's a pump and dump for Nero. I get it. That's fine. Poor
little one night stand. You know what I'm saying?
What a pump and dump.
I had the dual shock vibrating in my lap for one night, and then once I get my rocks off, get rid of the shit. You know?
Vinny, did you play Helldivers?
Yeah, I
Helldivers
got
2,
to
I should say.
level. I got to level 50 before they increased the cap, and then I just stopped playing.
Then you bounced out. Did you like the game though overall?
Yeah,
What'd you think of it?
It's a good little like pastime game, you know what I mean? Like kind of like Call of
Mhm.
Duty and whatnot. Like you play it just to, you know,
It's something
distract your
basic,
time.
right?
I
Yeah,
like the game. I kind of do feel like it got overhyped a little bit. Like I like it, but I don't love it. Like I think it's a good game. It's a very solid game. But man, I don't know if Steam and PlayStation was just so damn desperate for a game that they just put this game on a pedestal.
Pedestal.
That I'm
PlayStation
not quite sure.
really
I
is
played it in my
desperate.
dreams.
Now
Quite
they're
sure it
causing-
deserved it.
By the way,
Now they're asking people to freaking link their PSN accounts with their
so
Steam
inconsiderate of them.
Yeah,
That's just big
gonna-
dictator Sony coming through.
We're gonna go
on
into
the side of
that.
the devs. Yeah, let me just wait. We gonna get to
Sorry.
it.
Yeah, we're going. Yeah, no,
We're gonna get to
we're
it.
good. It's coming up. Well, let me say this real quick first, because this is just a one-line thing. Congratulations to the Fallout show. They've nabbed 65 million viewers in the first 2 weeks of being on air. It's one of the it's their second largest debut show ever after the Lord of the Rings. But if you watch the Lord of the Rings, I don't know if that shit's coming back. Fallout, we know, is coming back.
And
One
let
was
me say this
success.
as well, right? Let
Go
me
ahead.
double down on that. Why that success is so big. Certain games, the TV adaptations, which I will not name, right? Which I will not name. They are not original stories. You know, the story has been done on the PS3
Right.
and the PS4 and now the PS5 and then PS5 Pro re-release of the remaster and remake. So it's not original. This Fallout, on the other hand, is original. You know, and that's just another reason we should thank God Howard for the walking myth, the legend, the GOAT that he is for bringing us this fantastic show.
The
You know,
restraint
Fallout
show.
4 currently has
It's
more
earlier.
players on Steam than Helldivers. A 9-year-old single player RPG that's quote unquote broken because of the next gen patch, according to Digital Fraudery, right? According to them, it's broken. So a 9-year-old quote unquote mid RPG is having more concurrent players on Steam than a 2024 highly regarded new Sony multiplayer game, you know, and that's
Old
that's
games
something.
matter, man.
That's
Old
something,
games
man.
matter. That's why Xbox is I love them, man, because they, that backwards compatibility. They care about
Mhm.
your library from back in the day. So But yeah, on that subject, Grady says
Hey,
Helldivers.
Gritty, one of the realest
I
gamers
believe
I know.
Gritty too.
Gritty is one of 5
Gritty
people
don't
that
talk shit.
listen. I swear.
So if that's his opinion.
Listen.
I like the game. I didn't love it though. I do
Gritty
think it's
one of
overhyped.
5 people that plays his PSVR every week.
Yeah,
like, it's him and about 4 other people around the globe.
One of 5.
And so he plays these PlayStation games, and if he says it's garbage, man, look, I'm sorry, the shit just not. Now, when it comes to Xbox, we'll revisit this. You know what I'm saying?
I love you. Daryl's like, I am full of shit. I just admitted it to y'all. I fucking love that. Well, it comes to Xbox, then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, so
you can wait. You can't.
Helldivers now, dude, is getting clobbered for having to. It's getting clobbered on Steam. 100,000 negative reviews now. People going back in there and changing their review scores, having to lock in, having to sign into the PlayStation Network account linking essentially. That's apparently
so
this was there day one. They say that the option to link it was there. It just wasn't activated
for good reason.
Now they're forcing it.
Now they're kind of forcing it, and I know like a lot of people. I'm seeing this, and I gotta be honest with you. My first thought was, "What's the big fucking deal?" Yep. Until I did this crazy thing called research on the internet. I know people on Twitter hate doing this shit, but then when we find out how many fucking countries don't even have the option for it, that's when it blew my fucking mind, dude.
Yeah,
120 countries can't create a PSN account.
Yeah, that's whack.
Like, holy
the game
crap,
should have been
dude.
region locked. The game should have been region locked. They shouldn't have sold.
That's crazy
like,
to me, Vinny. Though, like if they knew they were going to do this, right? Like,
they should have just not done it.
What I don't like is people saying, "We'll just use a VPN." So you want 120 countries to use VPN and possibly break?
Because he got banned. Someone in China did
service.
that, and he got banned as a result. Trying to connect his.
It's
Steam
really hard
account
to get away with a
PSN
VPN
account.
over there. Yeah.
But like in saying that process probably isn't going to work. He got banned from Helldivers. In other areas of the world where they don't have access to PSN.
Yeah, I know. Like Arrowhead is trying to work on this. I'm not blaming Arrowhead. Okay, we're blaming Sony on this one.
Give me one second.
Do blame. Yeah, you're good. I do kind of blame Arrowhead on some of the way they've handled this, though.
Messaging.
Some of the messaging is a little weird. Like, this is like some screenshots that were taken. This is from one of the developers, I guess. I don't know if this is the CEO who this is in the chain of Arrowhead, but it's from a guy named Spitz. He says, it's not like this is the first or even the 14th mainstream game to require a third-party account that takes a couple of minutes to create. But if it's a deal breaker to have to take 120 seconds out of your day to enter an email and a password, then forget about it. Change your Steam review and make your displeasure known on a platform where it matters. Developers out there, don't do this. This guy's a fucking idiot. You don't. This is the type of HR. You take it on the chin, shut the fuck up, and try to work out the problem. Do not go out there and point the finger at 120 countries worth of people that are and everybody else that you just basically said you're lazy, go fuck yourself. Like, listen, and I play on PC, I play on Xbox, and I'm seeing it. This shit is not going away. This signing into all these different accounts is becoming more of a thing everywhere. It's ubiquitous. It's everywhere now. I've had to do it on Xbox for WB, Ubisoft, for fucking Epic, for everybody. I'm having to make accounts. So this shit isn't going away. It's how they did it. It's how they went about it. That's the problem here.
Announce the fact that the people who don't have access to PSN are not impacted by this. Like, figure that out. If you're saying there was a bug and we've now entering it back into however they want to do whatever they're doing, don't leave out part of the community that paid for your game outright. I would be pissed off if now I have to connect to something and I don't have access to connect to that in that country, and now I've got this game that I can't even fucking play. I'd be so pissed off, and I think those people are very warranted in their response to this. And for a dev to come out and say that shit would just make me more pissed off and going, well, you don't really care about the consumer or the people who helped make your game a success. Yeah, it's just asshole move, in my opinion, that they haven't allowed at this point, or said that the intent is to make sure that the players who purchase their game in those countries that PSN does not exist can still access the game. That's what you should have done to make sure that you didn't have this backlash. Don't half-ass it.
Well, it seems like there has been some updated shit, I think, through their Discord or whatever. I've seen some screenshots. It does seem like Arrowhead, even the same guy spits. He's definitely doing some moonwalking here. He's like, because he didn't understand. He did research. Probably should have done research before he spoke. But he's like, he didn't even realize that there was 121 countries. I don't know how you don't know that, being developer on a game that's
Sony.
Going worldwide. It's
I don't even think Sony realized. I'm kidding.
Maybe
Sony
they did.
didn't even know.
It's surprising. Like, you hear like localization issues with Microsoft and shit, and how they're so bad at that. And then there's this other side of this where you see on this side with the PSN account and 120 countries not even being available to do that. And apparently Microsoft only has 6, which is shocking, because I thought Microsoft would be right up there with Sony and their accounts, how this account linking is working. But I guess they're way ahead of Sony in this one regard, at least. Localization, that's a whole nother fucking ball game that Microsoft has got to work on in droves. They are way behind everybody in regards to that. But Video, what's your whole take on this Helldivers 2 player, expressing frustration on Steam and it basically just getting pounded in the reviews on there? What's your whole take on this thing, man?
I know I see a lot of people saying, if it doesn't affect you, why are you angry? But something they don't understand is the PC community. If one person in a country that they don't even know about can't play the game, they're all gonna stand together and drop
Unity. I am
reviews.
impressed with the Steam community and the PC players. Holy shit! Do not
if
fuck with
anybody
these
knows
guys.
how to boycott, it's them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think they screwed up big time. That's why I said at the beginning of the topic, they should have made the game region locked beforehand, so that they didn't have to run into any issues when they have to enforce the TOS.
I mean, it feels like it's just like, did you just do it? Is it? I don't know. Maybe I'm going conspiracy. Like, is this egregious? Did they do it just to get the sales and to? Like, if you knew it was happening ahead of time and you had to have known, being Sony, that these countries were going to be directly affected, it feels like it was almost like a money grab, right? Like,
almost, yeah.
I'm
going to give them a little bit benefit of the doubt, just because didn't look like they knew how many countries were not allowing PSN, but...
Well, I'm not talking about Arrowhead. I'm talking about Sony themselves.
Oh, Sony?
Knowing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sony, that should have been a prerequisite before releasing the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we might have lost Nero here. I think he got disconnected. I don't know if his storms in North Carolina are wreaking havoc with him.
But I mean, even looking at that, like Sony at the moment, or PlayStation at the moment, is in a bit of a transition around them changing everything. So I reckon something's happened. Someone's lost something in communication, and one hand isn't talking to the other, and then bam, you get these situations.
It could be that. That's crazy to me that this kind of went down. All right. I don't know if Nero gets back here. I'm sure he would love to stomp on this Helldivers 2 thing all day, but we're gonna have to move on. We're still in the quick news section, guys. So Jez Gordon had some comments taken out of his Discord, and some stories ran with it. Basically, long story short, Jez was basically saying, like, games like Halo, Forza, and most games are probably going, or in his opinion, are going to be going multi-plat. He says this is not some insider information that he has. He just personally thinks that a lot more games are going to be going multi-plat, meaning, PlayStation, Nintendo. We obviously know they're on PC, so that doesn't really count. He says it was in his opinion, and people ran with it. So he was kind of angry at that, but I'm kind of like, but you're Jez. Like, you know, at the same time, Jez, everything you say is going to be turned into a story. I mean, they're taking... I'm watching these journalists take stories from non-trusted fucking Twitter sources all the time now. They're just taking screen caps from some fucking random on Twitter and making a story out of it. They're sure as shit gonna run a story when Jez says something. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. What do you guys think about Jez saying that he thinks a lot of these games are gonna be going multi-plat? I'll start with Dusty. Are you back? Are you here? Okay, I think Dusty had to step away. Here. Oh, you are here. Yeah. All right. What's your 2 cents about Jez saying that he thinks most of these games, in his opinion, are going to be going to other platforms? Do you think he's right? Do you think
not that quick?
You know,
not that quick. Jim, hey, listen, Jim Ryan, try again. They send these storms. They trying to fuck my Wi-Fi, my lights and shit flickering. Yo, fuck that. Listen, how dare them let PC and Steam players get so comfortable, right? And then just to wake them up and say, yo, you have to sign in to a PSN account. And if you don't have one, you have to take 2 minutes to make one. That's mad fucking inconsiderate. That's mad inconsiderate, because that 2 minutes they are spending to make that same account, that could be 2 minutes that they spend, you know, whatever the fuck you doing, Helldivers, shooting aliens and shit, right? That's very inconsiderate of them. And then for the dev to get so snappy, yo, he got really snappy with the community.
Yeah. Yep. That's like, what I did. Like,
he's real sassy. You know
what not to do
like that. Like, I don't. What the fuck is his problem, man? Listen, Xbox would never. You know, that's, and actually they didn't know anything about it from what the dev said. You know, it was Sony who kind of just, well, they knew about it, but they didn't have too much say so. It's Sony want to, you know, make it seem like, because everybody know Helldivers sold about maybe like 50K copies on PlayStation, and the rest is all on the rest is all on PC. So of course they want to try to like inflate the numbers and get you to sign in with your PSN so they can try to say, you know, they Sony is
monthly
slick,
active
man.
users, baby. That's what they want. You know, the one metrics that Xbox has actually beaten Sony on. Even though it's they're beating them on a console sales 2-1, yet there's more people actively playing Xbox games every single month. Every single month. And I think that a lot, you know, in my personal opinion, a lot of that has to do with Game Pass personally. Just the value of Game Pass. Those people just they play 10 times more games than they used to before Game Pass existed. But let me get back to Dusty, because I was asking him a question before you popped in here like a fucking genie.
Hey, I had to get that off, man. I had to get that off.
I told you he was going to come back. I told you he was going to come back and pop off. Dusty, we were talking about Jez's comments about Halo, Forza, and a bunch of other Xbox games going multi-plat. Do you agree with Jez? Do you think it's going to happen sooner than later? Or do you think it's going to happen at all? Or do you think these 4 games that came out, that's it? Do you think it was a test? Like, what's your whole thought process on what Jez is alluding to here?
Yes and no. It's just, but I think it all depends on how fruitful it is enough for Xbox to put those games there, and if there's enough of the PlayStation community that doesn't cry and port beg, that actually genuinely want these games. If it seems like there's enough, then yeah, I could see Xbox doing that. Not super right away, not, you know, all at the same time, obviously, but I mean, Jez has a good eye for this kind of thing, and if to have an opinion such as that, I feel like he's seen the waters that Xbox likes to tread, if you will.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of do the same thing, and I mean, I even said it earlier about the handheld talk, the way Xbox moves, you know, and so if the sales are fruitful enough, and if there's enough of a player base asking for these games, and if they are not even asking for it, but if Xbox looks at it and says like, these games could do well there, let's try it out, you know, one game at a time. I could see something like Forza Horizon 5 going. You know, I don't know about Halo, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's a
that'd be a
stretch for
tough
me.
one.
That's give you Halo, give us Spider-Man. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
So actually, no, give you Halo, give us Final Fantasy VII. Just kidding.
Nobody wants that shit. Come on, let's be honest.
Even Sony didn't want that. Apparently,
Yeah.
Exactly. You know,
they didn't buy it. But
No, that's just the one soapbox that I stand on, because it's like,
Yeah.
if you port makers over there want this, well, give us what we were supposed to have. You know what I mean? So yeah,
fair.
So
I don't disagree with that. I think a lot of people would like to see not Nero, but I think a lot of people would like to see Final Fantasy
I'm
and Square
one of those
Enix
people.
games. Just all of them come over. Like the problem is why people are like, oh, Xbox guys don't buy it. It's because we can't fucking trust you. Why am I going to get committed into a series if you don't fucking put 100% of your games there? You're gonna put in this one, skip this one, put in this one, skip the one. Fuck you. I'm not touching any of your shit if I can't trust it. Go ahead, Vinny.
Yeah.
That was my thing when Crisis Core came out and nobody bought it on Xbox, and people were like, "Well, if you don't buy that, how do they expect the 7 to come?" I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a prequel to a game that I can't play on Xbox. What the fuck?
Right.
Exactly.
That's so stupid.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because then you're just cutting yourself off, giving yourself blue balls on the series.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
But Vinny, what's your take on what Jez is saying about more games coming to other platforms? I mean, it kind of feels like, I gotta be honest with you, it kind of feels like that's where Xbox is going.
Yeah, I feel kind of conflicted on the whole thing. Like, I don't want it to happen. I don't want Halo, Gears, all our favorite franchises going over to. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
To PlayStation, because that's the identity of Xbox, and when those games start going to PlayStation, like, what does Xbox have other than features and whatnot?
Right.
And then that puts my digital library on Xbox at risk, because I don't know if there's going to be a console in the future to support the games I bought. So that's my whole thing about it. I think Jez does see something that we don't, or hear things that we don't hear, because he's inside the industry. But
sure,
I don't know. It does seem like they're going towards that horizon eventually.
All right, Nero, I'll let you pop off and you can tell us how we're all wrong. What do you think about Ches saying about Halo and all the the big franchises of Xbox possibly going to other platforms? What do you think?
First off, I want to say it's very annoying how these bigger Xbox influencers and spokespersons and stuff like that, they know how much they voice carry, how much weight and how much things they say mean. 100%. So for them to say shit, even if it is behind the scenes, just knowing that the media is going to take it and run with it. And like I said, it's so fucking annoying because it always happens as soon as some good news comes out. The Xbox Summer Showcase get announced.
But I mean, okay, but Nero, he said this in a Discord. Like, I know it is.
Yeah, but
just,
this
is on a different level.
See, but that's the thing. That's this time though. I'm not forgiving the gloom and doom from saying, oh, Starfield is going. Gears, because he was one of the front leaders, people running that shit. Him, Colt Eastwood, all of them guys, they get on these negative talking points and they run with that shit and they run it into the ground. Now, but to talk about the topic at hand, I personally think, I do think more games is gonna go, only because our games is selling better than their games in their store right now. They don't have any games, so
true.
Microsoft being smart, like let's take that money. You feel what I'm saying? Let's take that money. I'm gonna be honest. Ask any Xbox fan that plays Sea of Thieves or Hi-Fi Rush, since those games went to PlayStation, how the fuck has that affected us?
Yeah,
not at all.
You understand what I'm saying? Now listen, I'm an Xbox diehard, bro. It will hurt my heart seeing Gears go over there, Halo go over there. I don't know. I might not be able to sleep at night. You feel what I'm saying? For about a week. I really might just be so.
Yeah,
but come on. I mean,
killing them on you can't sleep. You got to play.
Abdel brings up a good point. He said Colt Eastwood was the only one who apologized. The rest of them doubled down, and they did, dude. They doubled down too.
Yeah,
we saw it.
That is true.
We saw it. Even though I love like The Verge, Tom doubled down. Like some of the other Xbox guys, they doubled down on this shit.
That's why I got.
Which is
that's
fine.
why I don't. Yeah, it's fine, but it's like me as an Xbox fan, I don't respect a lot of these guys because even with the Redfall situation, they all got flew out like little thoughts, like little whores. They got flew out. Right, like they got flew out first class. They played this. I don't care if they played on the most powerful PC in the world. Most people complaints about Redfall had you had the graphics, you had that. Okay, cool. Most people had problems with Redfall. That was with the story. the gameplay, the way the game, just other shit other than graphics. So I can get you saying, well, we played on a powerful 4090, so it looked good, it felt good, but that's not what you guys is still complaining and bitching about when the rest of the community is not satisfied with a game. So it's almost as if you can't trust them guys, man. And it's sad because, you know, those are the guys that's in position to brush shoulders with, you know, the Xbox execs and some of these people behind the scenes to get this information and stuff, but they just can't be trusted, man. So I do think more games is gonna go, but I do think it's like what Phil Spencer said. It's gonna be by game basis. And I think that might be
doesn't
even
hurt the brand. He did say that, and
exactly.
And Sanchez in the chat, and people keep reminding me of that, and I keep reminding other people of that. And I think that's why I don't. When you say that, that's why I don't think your Gears, your Forza, and your Halo are going over there, because that's what that line says to me. It's those games, like, but maybe everything else. I don't know.
I mean, but what if they looking at it like, you know, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate. And I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with if this is how they looking at it. What if they're saying, with ABK and Bethesda, we have so many new IPs that we own, maybe we won't mind parting ways with some of the IPs that have been around since day one. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm not saying they should. But when you now own the Elder Scrolls universe, the Fallout universe, the Call of Duty universe, now you own the Starfield universe. It's like with all these new, you know, universes and studios and all of these IPs that we own, maybe we could afford to give away something here and there. But the only thing I don't like about it is, you know, at the end of the day, business is business and money is over everything. But I do get tired as a fan of Xbox always trying to be the nice guys in the situation.
Yeah.
Nobody's being nice to
I agree with that.
Nobody gives a fuck about if Microsoft goes out of business tomorrow. Nintendo isn't going to give a fuck. Sony isn't going to give a fuck. But here you guys are always trying to come off as like the goody two-shoe gaming company of the world. And this is just me gaming is one of the most selfish hobbies in the world. So this is just me being a selfish fan. But the truth in me is, you know, Starfield is the best game made this generation. I think everybody should be able to experience. That's just me. But at the end of the day, people can say Spider-Man is one of the most favorable superheroes in the fucking world, and everybody don't get to experience that. So
yeah, I agree with that, brother.
You know, like, I mean, like I said, game by game basis, me personally, I didn't give two fucks about any of the games that did go. I don't play Sea of Thieves. Grounded is cool. I don't play it too much. I think Hi-Fi Rush is a fucking gem, but this is why I must call out some of the Xbox homies. A lot of you motherfuckers cat for games and you don't play the shit. And just because this is an Xbox podcast don't mean you guys is excluded from, you know, being held. We're not ponies. We're gonna scrutinize you sons of bitches, because a lot of y'all don't play a lot of shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, some of these games is gems, but just don't get played enough. And it's the same way on PlayStation. How many of them pony motherfuckers played and beat Returnal? To me, that's the most interesting looking game Sony dropped this year.
Well, beating Returnal is not a fucking easy feat in itself. But
hey, when you don't got no games coming out, and that, like, I mean, what the fuck? You got to go beat something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know.
I hear you. All right, let's move on so we get into some of these other topics. I'm gonna brush over this real quick. It's just Tencent being Tencent, but Tencent buys more stake into Remedy shares. They now own 14.8% of Remedy. This is actually the third time they've increased their amount in the company. So it is what it is, man. It's Tencent doing what Tencent does. They get a piece of fucking everybody. This is why Tencent makes more money than everybody. This is why I think Xbox is looking at Tencent as the model going forward, in my opinion, because they see what they're making and they see what Microsoft is making, and they're looking to the right, looking to the left, and going, damn, I want some of those profits. That's just my opinion. I'll move on to that because we got to move into some of these main topics, guys. First thing is Microsoft financials. Yeah, we've been skipping it. I didn't really want to talk about it because it hurts to hear that the hardware sales are down, but we're going to bring it up. We got to bring it up because I don't want to be considered a fucking, just a complete Xbox shill, even though I am. But over on the Xbox and gaming side, Xbox content and services revenue, which includes Xbox Game Pass, is up 62%. So that's good. This is once again thanks to Activision Blizzard revenues making the bulk of the revenue. Microsoft revealed in February that Xbox Game Pass has now grown to 34 million subscribers, including the Xbox Game Pass Core, previously Xbox Live Gold. Thank God that shit's gone. 4 previously Xbox exclusive games are now available on PlayStation, with some launching on Nintendo Switch too. This strategic shift is limited to these games for now. It appears to be in response to a slowing of Xbox Game Pass growth and Xbox console sales. They say, in quote, "We're expanding our games to new platforms, bringing 4 of our fan favorites to Nintendo Switch and Sony PlayStation for the first time," said Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella during an earnings call today. That's not today, that was a couple weeks ago. In fact, earlier this month, we had 7 games among the top 25 on the PlayStation Store, more than any other publisher. Ooh, he's flexing. Despite some early success for Xbox games on rival platforms, Xbox hardware is now down by a massive 31% this quarter, a big drop following a soft quarter for Xbox sales during the all-important holiday season last year. Microsoft admits the obvious in its earnings filing that the big drop was driven by lower volume of consoles sold. Overall, gaming revenue is up 51%, bolstered by the additional Activision Blizzard revenue, which contributed 55 points of net impact. That means without ABK, Microsoft's overall gaming revenue would have actually declined this quarter. The newly acquired division recorded $1.97 billion in revenue during Q3, but the cost during the cost of integration, transaction costs, and other costs of revenue all total $980 million, with other operating expenses $1.34 billion. It calculates to an overall operating loss of $350 million for Activision Blizzard. Here's the thing. Here's my spin. We were like, how do we spin this? How do we make it good for our Xbox brethren? And the thing that pissed me off about this is how many guys kind of ran, the usual suspects ran with not including ABK as part of the revenue for Xbox. That shit just pissed me the fuck off. It's like, why they bought them. That was the point, right? Was to bolster Xbox, give them things like COD, World of Warcraft, and all this other shit. And you can't help mention, every fucking article did this. They could not help themselves in saying, but if ABK wasn't there, they'd be fucked. And it's just like, that's why they bought him, bro. That's why they bought him, you dumb. Like, that's just my 2 cents. I'll go around the horn. I'll actually start with Vinny. What's your whole take on hardware sales going down for Xbox? To me, I'll give you my quick 5-second thing. It's the world going back to the way it was, bro. We were in COVID. Sales went through the fucking roof. Everything went through the roof. Activision got an extra 8,000 employees. Everyone overhired. Sales were through the roof. Unprecedented amount of sales for hardware across the fucking entire universe. And now we're going back to reality. Mm-hmm. We're even seeing PlayStation not hitting their numbers. So I just think it's a worldwide event. But Vinny, what's your take on this news?
I think it's a little worse in our reality just because the world's kind of in like a global recession. So everything's down right now. Like, where during COVID, everybody was buying. Now it's just like, now people are trying to save money. And so it's not just Xbox. Although, with all the FUD about them going multi-plat didn't help. And then them actually releasing some games going to PlayStation, I don't think helped at all. But yeah, I do think it's way bigger than Xbox. It's just, gaming. What's her name? The COO of A&D said as a whole, gaming is down like 40-50% since last year. So yeah, I think it's just the way the world we're in right now. It's just how it is.
Yeah, ebb and flow, man. Like things were up here. There's only one place to go when you're up here, right? You're gonna go down, and I think that's kind of what's happening here. Dusty, what's your whole take on the doom and gloom, right? That's a lot of people ran with this as like, oh man, Xbox is fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like, I have several points. One of them is, this is so dumb. Like this is just so dumb.
Just drop the mic. You're good.
Because the thing is like, this is why it's dumb. This has nothing to do with us, but that doesn't mean we can't talk about it. I'm just saying, like, for like there's no reason why any of us should be up in arms about this and start assuming this company is going under or this or that. Why do we even care in the first place? Now, if in the vein,
hold on, let me rebuttal that real quick. Why? Because there's a lot of people who say, "Why do you care?" I care. I do actually care about console sales. Why? Because the company almost doesn't exist. The only reason it exists is because Phil. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so
now,
to a point, you got to care a little bit.
Now, but I was going to give the flip side of that. So, because the flip side of that is if we're going to care about it, the thing is that for Xbox to go dip down in console sales, one of two reasons. One is the reason you gave. We are going back to normal. Things are easing off for the moment, and nobody's really going out there buying the things that they were like they used to. The other part of it could be maybe people finally heard there's a handheld coming, so they're like, maybe not buy a Series X, Series, because that rumor. All of us here are in a very small niche of people that pay attention to this side of gaming. However, there are times where rumors become very populated and everybody starts to hear about it. My coworker came up to me and was like, "Yo, I know you got a podcast. Is it true Xbox is making a handheld?" And I was like,
see, that's the test, Dusty. When that person knows, then you know it's out in the public.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my thinking is, maybe console sales are down because of things going back to normal, but at the same time, word of mouth of what could be potentially coming in the future. And because of the whole thing going on with Xbox during the court case, a lot of things got leaked and became public information. And a lot of people were paying attention to that more than people realize. So, I wouldn't say as many people as like the Johnny Depp trial, but a lot of people were watching. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people were paying attention and asking like, what's going on? Like, is Microsoft trying to buy, the main question I would get from people was, yo, Xbox is buying Call of Duty. They're buying Call of Duty. That's what I got from people, So
that's what everyone cares about. Yeah,
exactly. So on the other side of it, when I had said that, like, who cares? It's not that we shouldn't care. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for the people that get so up in arms about it and like Xbox is going to die from this and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, people,
relax, breathe.
Okay, Xbox is not going to die. They're not going anywhere. Console sales are down. Let's be proactive, do some research, and figure out why. Could it be because maybe things are just chill right now? Like, but people like to make a lot of noise. And, it's like going back to earlier about what Nero was saying about people who play games or they talk about games that they don't even play. That's like, for me, I don't talk about what I don't know. If there's a game you guys mentioned, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I played that. Because there's going to be a moment where one of you might be like, hey, you remember this? And I'm going to be like, no. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm not going to do that to myself. But, so for this, it's just like, let's not make ourselves look stupid and say this company's going to die and that company's going to die because of this and this and this and X, Y, and Z, and because people want to have an agenda. Let's be proactive, though. Let's look at the business end of it. That's why we're actually here, and that's why I like talking about. So, do I think this is hurting Xbox right now? No. Game sales are up. Cloud gaming is up. Or Game Pass or whatever is up, and it's a good time right now. People want more games. People want more time to play. They don't need to buy a console because they have devices they can play on and just do it right there. That's another leading reason why consoles may be down. They have already 5 devices in front of them that they can
you just took my talking point, Dusty. Yes,
I'm
sir.
sorry.
Like, I was going to say facts,
earlier,
bro.
I was going to say earlier that I am one of those few PCMRs that treat my PC as somewhat of an Xbox PC because I no longer have my Series S at the moment. Now, I plan on getting another one soon. I just gave it to my stepdaughter to have because I wanted her to have it. But I do treat my PC in that sort of fashion sometimes. And I also have my MacBook. I also have my phone. I also have this and that. So maybe people are just happy to be getting new games and want to subscribe to a service that can give them access to all those games. And they're just happy as hell that all they need to do is maybe buy a controller and just play on whatever's already in front of them. So if console sales are down, there's a lot of leading reasons. And I think those leading reasons are more positive rather than negative. That'll be my thought.
Okay. Very, very good points. Next Gen Nero, I know he's still all your best talking points, but
Sorry.
which
You know me, I'm the
That's
master
sucks when you
manipulator,
don't
so
go
I'm gonna
first.
just I'm the master manipulator, so I'm gonna just spin everything he said into my favor. We're gonna say pretty much the same shit. Look, this is not a problem for Xbox because this is Xbox fault. This is what you guys want, right? When you want your games on as many screens as possible and you want people to play your games how they choose to play your games, then you should expect for your console hardware to take a dip, right? Now, like you said, we as fans, we should care because, at the end of the day, it does reflect, if the brand is healthy or not, right?
right.
My thing is Xbox is being in its most profitable era ever, regardless of your consoles not selling as well as people think they should. And I'm at the point where I'm like, everybody who has an Xbox, everybody who wants an Xbox or a PS5 at this point in a generation, they pretty
Probably
much
has
have
it.
them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not only a Xbox thing. The media just like to make it look like an Xbox thing because that's a cool thing to do for clicks. But Sony systems isn't selling as well as prior consoles either. And then people are okay. So Xbox might have 28. Let's say they got 30 million series consoles sold, right? But every month, 27 of those 30 million consoles is getting turned on and used. So you might have PlayStation with 50 million or 60 million PS5 sold, but only 25 million of those is being used and cut on every month. So we have to say, all right, Sony is outselling, but is they game and they fan base outplaying our fan base? And I think that's why Microsoft is so comfortable, because you see games come to Game Pass and they get played. Whether people beat them or not, they get played, they get open, they get tried, they get a good look. Like you look at them and say, yo, this is dope. A lot of times in Game Pass, I download games and don't even get to play them because I'm so working on my backlog, but I'm like, yo, this game look dope. I'm going to download it. I'm going to check it out. Next thing I know, that shit leaving Game Pass. So I'm turning around having to go support the devs, which they preach about, but they don't do, and actually purchase the game or buy the game with that discount. So I personally, I'm not feeling too bad about it. I do think it's really dumb when the media says, especially ignorant gaming nerds, aka IGN, when they say dumb shit like it's deceptive. What the fuck?
The deceptive thing is what pissed me off
that's
the
the
most.
dumbest shit ever. It's a reason they bought them motherfuckers. There's a reason they bought Activision. It's a reason they bought Bethesda. Like, in what world can you buy something and not reap the benefits of owning it?
It's one of those things
Only
where it's like, why can't we just be like, I don't want to sound weird when I say this, but like, why can't we just express the positive without always having to highlight a
that's
negative, like,
that's
the
that's the
Xbox
thing,
tax.
Dusty, because
The Xbox tax, man.
they want those clicks. That's what pisses me off. You read every article. That's what I was saying earlier. They can't help themselves. They will always put, but the only reason Xbox is successful is because of ABK. Like, even if it's true, like, it doesn't matter. Like, why do we even have to discuss? They fucking bought ABK. It's over with. Get over it. Like, but there's always going to be the asterisk there every time, and this is not going to end, dude. This is when Call of Duty comes out, this shit's gonna stir it up all over again.
I think Chris Coleman just made a really great point. He said everyone who wants a current gen system has not purchased one, and majority sales usually come after a price drop, which we have not had this generation. So yeah, that's on Sony and fucking Microsoft. Then if you guys want to keep the prices the same 3-4 years after the shit launch, then that's fucking on you. Because you can argue these consoles still to this day have not really been taken advantage of.
And they haven't,
with everything that's in there. And here we got talks of a pro console and talk of a, Sarah Bond saying the biggest technical leap next generation. But it's like this current generation was a huge leap, and we've yet to really see the benefits of that. And when you do see the benefits of that, it comes from Xbox. I'm sorry, not sorry. Like Starfield, in my opinion, everything that game does, that is a real next-gen game. Hellblade 2, that is a real next-gen game. Forza Motorsport, that is a real next-gen game. Like, these games Microsoft has been putting out, these are real next-generation titles. And when you think about the roadmap of games that's to come, the Gears, the Indiana Jones, all these games that's coming and has been confirmed.
Sanchez.
What he say?
Sorry. What he just said there made all the sense in the world. He says Sarah Bond announces they are working on next gen consoles. Pony's here. Xbox getting out of the console business.
That's so accurate, man.
I was trying to hold my laugh. I was
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh,
Absolutely.
It's very true, man. It's very
real
true.
quick.
Go
I'm
ahead,
gonna add
man.
one more thing, and then I gotta bounce. But
All right, brother.
I thought it was funny when PlayStation bought Bungie, and IGN was just they were gloating about how they saw a bump in gaming revenue.
Right.
When Xbox buys Activision, I was like, oh, it's fake, it's deceptive.
Right,
I remember when IGN posted all those articles about Sony buying
I
Bungie,
remember
and
too.
then they're entertaining the idea like, oh, does Sony own Halo now? Like they're doing all these things.
That's right.
They doing the same thing with the rumors of Sony about to buy Paramount.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I won't say this idiot
Halo.
name. I won't say this idiot name because I don't give clout off our podcast. But some dumb, stupid, idiotic pony said if they buy Paramount that they will own the rights to Fallout.
I did see that.
After Madam Web, that never happened.
I know y'all seen it. Like, come on.
After Madam Web,
be that fucking stupid, bro.
After
Someone didn't know that
before
Fallout's on Amazon.
I know.
That's why I'm like, since when was Fallout on Paramount?
If Paramount came out and said they were buying Sony, I would believe that. Okay, like
right, I believe that. Yeah.
Since when did Paramount own the Halo IP? Like, honestly,
yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, but see, those people who think like that and is extremely fucking stupid.
They're just
those
starving,
are the people
man.
who they starving bad, man. They starving bad. And it's like they starving so bad. Can you blame Phil Spencer for throwing them a game here? And we're cold hearted. I'm cold hearted. I want them to suffer. Listen, people be like, "Oh, Nero, you want competition. You don't want to see Sony out of the business." No, I don't want to see Sony. I just want to see Sony fall really hard.
Yes.
Hit the ground
and make themselves better.
Knees. Yeah, scrape your knees.
They need to get punched in the mouth.
Yeah,
fall down, chip a
in the
tooth.
mouth to understand.
Exactly, man.
Be about the consumer again. That's what I'm
Yes, exactly. Vinny. Yes. Consumer
and people don't
first.
realize, like, the console generations, if you notice, they kind of flip-flop, right? Like, especially starting in the PS3 era. You got the PS3 didn't launch in the best state, yada 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 yada. Xbox 360 was, in my opinion, the better console that generation. Then Sony, what did they do? They learned from their mistakes with the PS4. What the Xbox do? They kind of not learn from the success of the 360 going into the Xbox One, right? So now you had the PS4, like some god tier console, a bunch of movie games that I loved and beat and played. A lot of those games, right, that are still being remade over here. And it was cheaper, and it had 1080p. Yeah, that price was huge. So
that price killed them.
What does Microsoft do from the Xbox One era? They learn from their mistakes. They released the most powerful next gen console and the most affordable next gen console.
Let's go.
Hey.
I was like, what the?
All right, I'm gonna head out. You guys have a good show, though.
Yes, sir, bro.
Thank you for coming out, brother.
Thank you for having me. This is such a fun show. You guys are doing a really good job.
Much love, man.
We'll invite you back, Vinny. I hope you had a good time, brother.
Yeah, anytime. You guys have a good rest of the show.
All right, brother.
Yeah, but they consoles generations kind of flip. PlayStation with the PS4. They got too cocky with the PS5. And that's why I didn't rush out to buy a PS5 because I'm like, I can already see how this is going to go. The Xbox One humbled the fuck out of Xbox. And that's why I think the Xbox Series console generation, in my opinion, will go down as the best from a gamer perspective. I ain't talking about from a sales perspective. I'm talking about from a gamer perspective when it's all said and done. I think Xbox will go down. The Series consoles will go down as the best generation for Xbox gamers.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair enough. I like that sentiment. Let's move on to the next subject because we still got to get to Starfield. I want to get to the Xbox June showcase, which to me is probably the most fun thing we're going to talk about tonight. But Starfield, a huge May update. The 60 frames per second guy. New improved maps, land vehicles coming soon. Super excited about that. I don't care. You hate me. That's fine. The May update includes more detailed surface maps. This was needed, the surface maps thing, in my opinion. New gameplay difficulty options, new features for ship customization, 60 FPS, obviously, and 40 FPS modes on the Xbox Series X, and performance mode. And of course, the the whole land vehicles coming soon. Are you guys excited about the Starfield getting 60 FPS? And my secondary question, don't hate me, Xbox guys, but do we now realize that what they said about, touting why it was 30 FPS was complete and utter bullshit? I mean, can we agree on that? Can we at least agree on that?
No.
Nah.
Yeah,
No.
I agree with you 100%.
No.
Come on.
Nah.
Come on.
Cinematically speaking,
Come on.
I like it in 30.
Fucking
agree.
bullshit,
I don't
yo.
agree. I don't agree.
Cinematically
There is
speaking,
a 30 FPS option. I'm picking that first.
I agree.
Yeah. No, I agree. I can't wait to see. But at the same time, I've also been playing it on GeForce Now, and that hasn't been an issue. But
yeah, that's why.
but I did play a lot of the game in 30 because cinematically speaking, there are very few games where that works. This is one of them. And
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that.
Ghost of Tsushima is also
but calling the excuse of it being cinematic and why you don't have 60 FPS, do you think that the community was so jumping on them about the 60 FPS that that's what made them decide to basically, I mean, let's be honest, to fuck their own vision, right? If they were saying their vision was cinematic for 30 FPS, they are now saying fuck our vision, correct? That's what they're saying.
But I think it was more than just the cinematic for the 30 FPS. I think it was a lot of limitations because, like you said, if you go to a planet on the far end of the galaxy and drop 30 apples or 30 potatoes and go all the way back elsewhere and go beat the game for 30-40 hours and go back, those potatoes are still going to be there. Like, so it's a lot of underlying systems at play. So I think
Nero,
as far as that,
yes,
30 was needed. But I think what they realized, we have to point out that AMD and Bethesda and Xbox had a partnership. AMD was bragging about FSR being used in Starfield. So maybe FSR 3 releasing has something to do with that. Maybe they was able to get some workarounds. I really think I think it needed more time for optimization. It was, like we said, it was, in my opinion, it was the most polished game to come this generation. But as far as would it has been that polished if they tried to focus on getting, because me personally, I feel like if you was to run the Series X, the Series S version of Starfield on the Series X, personally, I always felt like we could have been had 60, but I just felt like they wanted to do this right and they wanted to do it correct. So I wouldn't want them to, and I personally, with the way Starfield look, I'm gonna be honest, because shout out Jay Duke. Let me put that. Shout out to brother Jay Duke, man. A Starfield legend, by the way, on the screen. Y'all go follow him and listen to our episode last week if you haven't already. Yeah, legend, man.
Good guy, man.
It's my brother, man.
I agree with that statement 100%. I was going to
definitely, yo, real solid guy, man. So look, the way Starfield look and feels to me, it is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played. I haven't felt the feeling of that since I played Mass Effect and Skyrim for the first time way back in the day. A game hasn't made me feel those feelings.
It reminded me of Elden Ring. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, that as well. That as well. That as well. So I'm like, if they was to change any of that at launch just to try to fit in, I wouldn't want it. Like, if you got to remove global illumination, kind of like in Dragon's Dogma, you removing the GI, right?
Yeah.
I don't want it. I want to play these games the way the devs want these games to be played. And Todd Howard, I trust him over IGN, over Digital Foundry. Can't none of them motherfuckers tell me what the game is doing. I'm going to trust the people who spent years and decades working and making this vision come to life. So I don't think it was bullshit. I just think that they just couldn't be up front and say, yo, look, we want to get the game out polished first. And other modes and performance can come down the line. And, sometimes when you be transparent, I feel like Xbox as a brand is one of the most transparent companies in gaming. But what do they get for being transparent? They still get a fucking bunch of gloom and doom. They get a bunch of everything they say, whether it's pro consumer or not, it get flipped. They made a whole division, they not only focusing on backwards compatibility, they focusing on forward. They want to make sure the games coming out now will be able to be upgraded easily for the next generation of Xbox.
In a way,
so they doing that, and somehow media still flip that around. So they can't catch a win. They can't catch a win.
I think
No.
I think that 30 FPS was very intentional, and now that they're bringing this update,
I think that's what Todd wanted. I
Yeah.
have to play devil's
Yeah,
advocate because
me
I'm the
too.
host, but I think Todd legit.
Well, no,
wanted
I
30
wouldn't.
FPS, no joke.
And I wouldn't, to be honest with you, from a cinematic standpoint, I can't disagree with that decision. And at the same time, this update coming meets, as Jay said, it meets the fans halfway. I do think, we don't know if this was like always in the works, but I think it was. Like, why wouldn't you?
I don't know. That's what that's kind of the debate that I'm wondering. Like, I think Todd wanted it. Look, I don't feel like Todd is a very like honest, straight and narrow guy. You listen to him and anything that
and
he's
that passion,
on any
you
interview.
just hear that passion every time.
But even he has to know the game couldn't stay at 30 for a long time.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I think he wanted it to release this way, but even he knew, guys, we are gonna have to patch this up, like somewhere down the line.
Yo,
Yeah.
clip this right now. The same thing is
Go
going to
ahead.
happen with Dragon's Dogma. You guys can clip this. It's going to be a 60 FPS
Well, I was going to
mode
ask about Hellblade
eventually.
because that's been being brought up. Hellblade 2 right now being brought up at being 30 FPS. If people think later on down the road that there'll be a patch for 60
what
when
it is,
they
Retri?
get better optimization,
what
I don't
it
know.
is?
I don't
I'm
know.
going to say this. I know exactly what it is, right, with these devs. What they mindset, what I'm thinking they think, they mindset is, let's create the game we envision. If the game we envision means it has to run at 30 frames per second, then so fucking be it. But once that game is out, now they can think with the mindset of, how can we make this shit better?
How can we optimize it?
How can we optimize it and get
Let me
better?
ask you a question though, like
Yes, sir.
to everybody. I'll start. Well, let me start with Dusty. Does it bother you if this becomes a trend where a lot of games are not promised, but a lot of games come out at 30 FPS and then later are patched at 60, say like a year down the road? If this becomes a new trend going forward for Xbox or even all the devs in general. I mean, Next Gen Nero mentioned Dragon's Dogma. That's a great example. Maybe Hellblade 2. I don't really see Hellblade 2 happening, but does it bother you that because a lot of people are like, well, it should have been like that. They should have just waited. They should have just delayed the game. Should it have come out later? I don't know. What's your whole take on?
Do I see this becoming a trend? Yes. I don't see it lasting super long because there's going to be a game that comes out that's going to push that bar. Like, no, we're dropping the game at 4060 or 4K 60. Like that's, we were able to optimize the game. We got it to where we want it. And part of our vision is making sure the game is at 4K 60. I also did say on a previous podcast, I threw this out like straight to the universe. I was like, Hellblade 2 is going to drop at 4K 60. But I could be so very wrong about that because it's a single player based game. It's cinematically very, very well done. And I would not mind a 4K 30 on that game. However, for how beautiful that world can be, a 4K 60 would obviously look great. But I could also just play on PC. But I had to slide that one in there. But
he's not wrong.
But in the console sense, because I do care about consoles and whatnot and the progression of technology within the console space, and with software and whatnot, it doesn't make me upset or anything. What makes me upset is when we are promised something and we don't get that. Like I don't want to bring this up because even I love the game now, and I hate when people would constantly use this as the example, but it is what it is. Cyberpunk 2077.
That's a great example
of that. But I love the game now, and it is what it is, right?
Of course.
So it's
that at a 60 at launch.
Yeah. But no. I'm just saying, like,
he's
not
talking about
not receiving
every
what
other
you're
aspect.
Like when you tell us this is what we're getting, and you give us not that, it's like the game came out broken.
And it was janky as fuck.
Yeah. Although the one place it did work ended up being Google Stadia, and we saw how that went.
Yes.
But the funny thing about that night, little side fun fact, it was working so well on Google Stadia and not on PCs and last generation consoles that GeForce Now launched the game hours earlier at like, I think 2 or 3 hours after Stadia did, just so they could get players to play.
So yeah,
it was a great night.
Smart.
Yeah. So, what was your other question? You had like
I was just kind of curious, like if it bothers people, it being updated later because people have this perceived thing like so the game wasn't finished, right?
Not
like that.
Yeah, if the game comes out like Nero was saying, like this is what it's supposed to be, and then they decide to add an upgrade patch later, I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is when you use that and try to pass it off that way,
right?
But we all can see through the bullshit and the lies.
Yeah,
and
the message is going to be clear. Right?
You're really like that's when I tell. That's when I say things like. That's when I say things like, the game should just be then early access.
Well, let me double down on your points.
Very good point, Dusty.
You made a lot of good points, bro. A lot of great points he just made, man. My thing is, let's appreciate the devs being fucking transparent. For one, they're not out here lying and surprising you. Capcom was upfront. Hey, it's going to run at an unlock frame. It's going to be hovering around 40. Starfield was upfront months before it released. Hey, it's going to be running at 30 frames. A Plague's Tale Requiem was very upfront. Hey, it's going to be running at 30 frames. None of these guys is promising you 60 FPS, but what they are promising you is next generation games. Even if they are at 30, what each one of them games I just named is doing is nothing short of amazing. From Dragon's Dogma, what that game does is amazing. We've spoken about it enough.
A lot of systems on that one too.
What that game does is amazing. We spoke about it enough. A Plague's Tale Requiem, millions of rats on screen at once. Very cinematic, very story, very heart touching. It's great. All these in all those games that's been 30 FPS that people is bitching and complaining about are what I consider true next generation games. So it's like, do you want true next generation games at maybe
but
lower frame?
Because they don't know what it
40
because
FPS
Nero
mode at launch for those who had a 120 FPS monitor, so you could play at 40. You went
that too.
But they don't like when you talk about like next gen games. I think the problem is, Nero, is you know what that means, and I don't think a lot of the audience does.
I don't
like,
think they do either.
Because I think the only metric that they use for next gen is 4K 60 and nothing else.
And it's not.
Yeah, it's not because
and that's the problem.
We've been getting 60 FPS games
on this.
As far as further back than the PS2, it's 60 games that run at 60 FPS on the PS2 and even systems before that, right? 4K is not nothing new. The Xbox One X has more native 4K games than the PS5. I'm always going to say that. That is a checkerboard ass machine over there. 4K is not new. 60 FPS is not new. I said it day one, and I'm going to continue to say it. What's next gen is going to be how interactive the world is. Your decision making and lighting is important.
Interactivity,
lighting,
AI is taking off.
Lighting to me is the biggest thing this generation, man.
I love lighting.
You got global illumination.
The lighting in
don't even have to
Starfield,
be amazing, man. The lighting in Dragon's Dogma, amazing. Like I'm sorry, like it's an option to cut off ray trace global illumination in Dragon's Dogma. I would never fucking do that. I'm sorry. I'm fine with my game running at 30. You know, at the end of the day, real gamers is gonna game, and we're not gonna fucking like complain. And then you can be like, now look, when you got games that's looking like, Spider-Man 2, that's not too visually impressive. I mean, it's a lot of shiny reflective buildings and shit, but yeah, of course that game should run at 60 frames per second. It should run higher. It's nothing too impressive there. Every fucking other car looked the same. Every other civilian on the street looked the same. It's nothing there. But when you have games where you don't see too many motherfuckers in Dragon's Dogma that's looking the same. Even Starfield, bro. You can go around New Atlantis. You can zoom in on the buggly eye people you bump into here, and then you can make your jokes but everybody looks different. When it's stuff like that at its core, I'm okay with games being 30 frames per second. I'm okay when you really pushing the boundaries and other aspects other than just resolution and frames. That's what I want.
Well, you give me a game 30 that isn't buggy. And that's okay. The big thing about Starfield was, yes, we knew it was going to be at 30, but they delivered a highly polished product
experience.
At the end of the day, and that's the biggest thing. Like I looked at it and I said, I'm disappointed it's not at 60. I'd prefer to play a game at 60. I like the
Of course.
Definitely.
Not every game can do a good 30. Cyberpunk,
exactly,
absolutely.
Yeah, to this day, on console,
at all.
30 do not feel good, Panda.
Without
to this day.
absolutely sick.
On Cyberpunk, it doesn't.
I'm excited about the 60 FPS. And I think a part of that is it coincides with FSR 3.0 or 3.1.
Yeah, very good point,
Because-
Panda. Thank you for bringing
because
that up.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is the next game in the next set of games to get FSR 3. And that's where I think we're going to get the 60 FPS patch to console. So I think it's just waiting on some of that coming through.
It's
for
like
us
a
to
lot of it's
start
on
getting-
AMD. Yeah.
I keep
Yeah, a lot of
forgetting
it's
about the
AMD.
FSR 3, which is definitely happening this year. That she
Yeah.
brings up a very
This is
good
one of those
point.
titles that is FSR 3.0 or 3.1 ready, and that's why I think we're now getting a 60 FPS
agree.
patch for it. And I do agree that Howard
Mhm.
wanted to deliver a solid product for console launch that wasn't indicative of the discourse that they got from their previous console launches about how
Yes.
buggy it was. And
Yeah.
that's why I think a lot of these
Fair.
improvements coming through is if they wanted to deliver the product that we are going to get in this May 15th update, we would have had to delay it again. And I think pitchforks would have come out at that point because the game had already been delayed.
Absolutely.
It was
You're
like
very
Cyberpunk
right.
had continuously been delayed. I wish it was delayed longer, but people were so annoyed at the amount of delays that game had already had that they were just happy a product was being delivered and then realized it should have had a delay. I was happy that this product was delivered. Were there some improvements needed? Yes, we're getting them, and I think it's well deserved, and I'm glad they take on and listen to the community, and that's a big positive for Bethesda. But I knew the game was going to get a 60 eventually. We would just have to be patient and wait for it. I'm so excited to be playing this game.
And that's the thing,
Absolutely,
you know, sometimes as gamers you have to be patient. You know, you have to be my
Especially
experience
this day
with
and age. Like,
yo,
which
everyone
would happen
yeah.
in the last 5 years.
Right?
Retro,
Lots of
my
reviews by
experience
Fight
my
Yes.
experience with Jedi Survivor when I bought it as a birthday gift to myself
That's a
in
very
December
good
of last
example.
year. That game was a masterpiece for me. I bought it in December of last year. It was a birthday gift to myself. I fucking enjoyed it. Had no problems, no crashes, no nothing. Now, people who bought it day one in May,
A lot of issues.
that's on
Yeah.
you.
A lot of issues. Yeah, but
on
I
you.
mean, like, you say that's on you, but it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be,
Like,
yeah.
it
No, it
should
definitely
not
shouldn't be.
You know what I mean? Like, we shouldn't
It
point
shouldn't be.
fingers and be like, you
Well, look,
fucked up
that's
buying it day
that's
one.
why
That's
that's
on
why
the
more
dev,
people
you know what I
that's
mean?
why more people should be pro Game Pass.
I-
The
yeah.
same people that bitch about the performance in Jedi Survivor is the same people that be anti Game Pass. Game Pass
Yeah,
is saving you from
100%.
having to spend $60 on a
Yeah.
fucking non-polished game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if Starfield was to release buggy as fuck, guess what? We didn't have to pay for that shit outside of our Game
And-
Pass subscription. And it came with perfection in my eyes. But
Very, very
It's
good
the
point. And
option
what
is there.
Dusty said earlier, and I love that he brought this up. Maybe more games need to go into early access, and I'm like, yes, dude, yeah. Like let it, let the community test it out for you. It's in early access.
Look at Grounded
You're gonna.
as an example.
Yeah.
Ground is a great example, right? Very, very good example.
Personal jinx. No.
Yeah.
look, I'm gonna fight back just a little bit. I only like early access if my fucking achievements is included.
Yes.
Sorry,
yes,
That's
true.
I'm not trying to
You
play
know,
your
I
fucking
don't-
game.
I do like
for
when they
2
No, I
months
don't.
before
retrospectively
release.
add
That's
them.
a good
Sea
point.
of
Give me
Thieves
early access
retrospectively
Yeah.
added your achievements in preview. So when you loaded up the game, all these achievements started unlocking because of what you'd been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm with that. I
love.
like
That's a
like
great
that.
Well,
idea,
that's happened
Panda.
to me many
I
times
like
on
that.
Xbox.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I didn't play No Rest for the Wicked, guys. That's why I didn't touch it, because I was like, I miss my achievements, because I bought Dragon's Dogma on fucking Steam, and I gotta be honest with you, I regretted it later. I was like, where's my achievements? I didn't think I cared about them. Apparently I do.
That's
Great
because you
idea
weren't
though,
playing
Panda.
with my level 92 archer.
I'm still playing my Archer too. All right, let's get on to the very good points. Yeah, you guys are absolutely fucking killing it tonight. And making me like change my mind and think about things in a different way. So very, very good points.
For the 189 people watching right now.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
we got
Yes,
189 people. Fucking Twitter, absolutely killing it as usual. The people watching on Twitter, I think you're crazy, but I love you. I just never thought we would. Our
Nah,
Twitter
hey,
audience would,
I love you. I love you,
it.
Twitter people. I love
I
you.
love
Hey,
Twitter.
let me talk to
Shout
the
out to
Twitter people
everybody.
real quick. Hey,
Yeah,
Twitter, I
talk
love
to
y'all.
them.
Let me tell you why. I see the bullshit ass Twitter spaces you motherfuckers have to listen to throughout the week. So yes, you should be happy to come into the Aim Down Sights podcast and hear some real podcasting going on, and not the fuck
people who actually play games.
People who actually
play games and don't do 8-hour fucking spaces. You're clearly not playing games if you're doing 8-hour spaces. You're not
playing no games. And then I'm sorry, but I'm sorry.
Go.
I go into some of these fucking spaces. You motherfuckers don't talk about shit.
It's kind of true.
I just argue
8-10 hours a day. You just sit
argue
there saying a bunch of fucking nothing. There'd be a lot of people. Listen, if you try to sound smart in a room full of smart people, you're gonna sound fucking dumb. I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm not gonna slander y'all spaces too much. Keep doing what you're doing in all you spaces out there.
Keep doing your thing.
That reminded me of what Cat Williams said, but I'm not gonna repeat it here. There's nothing worse than a smart, dumb,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blank. Yeah.
Yeah.
And shout out to the people. I do get invited to spaces a lot, and I'm not but I'll only go to certain spaces. We are going to have someone on. We are going to have someone on this show that has invited me to spaces. I'm not saying everyone who does spaces is idiots. It's a certain group of people that I just can't fucking stand. All they do is use the N-word a million times and just yell over each other. That's not. It's fucking ridiculous.
Retry too humble. I'm gonna say I hate about 90% of you space dwellers. I hate about 90% of you fucking guys. Do something fucking real for once. Now I will say, shout out to the Black Air Force podcast. I can't pronounce his name right, but he know I want to invite him on the show. I did go into his podcast a couple times, and he actually know what he be talking about. I can't say everybody that he has in there talking in the space know what he's talking about, but the host himself, himself. Exactly. You feel what I'm saying? He does his good thing. He invites me. I told him he got an open invite to this podcast because we don't hate over here on the ADS podcast. We want everybody to win, whether you're a smaller YouTube channel or a bigger person. Like everybody got to start somewhere. Everybody need that help.
Whether your main platform is PlayStation or PC Master Race, either Nero. I guess we listen. Hey, you invited your buddy. He's a PlayStation guy. We just had Vinny. He's a PC guy. Just saying.
All right, let's calm it down a little bit on the PlayStation. I'm as you can see, I'm starting to accept PC people. Look,
we can't calm down on the PlayStation side because Sarah Bond put a blue heart in her Twitter post about the June showcase, and
we know what that means.
That was PlayStation games for them because there was a blue heart next to a green heart in that post.
General Spartan funny as fuck, bro. This is a true comment, but it's a lot of shade in that motherfucker, yo. I don't have time for spaces. I go to work for a living, like. Now, I know he probably didn't mean that shit to be funny, bro, but that's a funny,
but he makes up a good point because honestly, that's every time I look at these spaces and I see the length, I go, does any of these motherfuckers work? Does anybody work anymore? Yeah.
Retro, this is before you know me. I used to go by goddamn J Marley TV. If you can't tell by my gamer tag, man, I was on Ponies Next to the point where they put a hit squad out and got my Twitter account suspended. So I had to rebrand myself as Next Gen Nero and stuff like that. And I said, you know what? This time I'm gonna go the mature route, but. Spaces is so fucking 2022, bro. That's the shit that they doing now in Twitter Spaces. I was doing that shit in 2022, 2021 when Spaces first came to Twitter. So for me personally, as somebody who's been there through the evolution of it from when they tested it as a beta and only select people had access to Spaces at first.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know, everybody didn't have it at first. So it was something dope, but nowadays it's just like watered down. Like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna send some shots at this pony ass podcast. Call it the Pony Barn or some silly ass shit like that every morning because I do follow a few PlayStation people that I fuck with, but I gotta see the spaces they in because I follow them. I can't not avoid seeing the space on top of my timeline just because I follow these people. Like, it's always a Sony person talking about PlayStation. I mean, talking about Xbox shit in a Sony centric space. It's like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Like, right, you should just right out a game because it's utter garbage, and you're like, "Oh, just want to hear what." Oh no, nothing.
No, I swear.
Leave right away.
How many times I've gone into spaces and left within a minute? I'm like, it's the same. It hasn't fucking changed.
Haven't shit changed.
Years.
Hasn't changed since 2021. Since it came.
Shit, it was.
Everyone's trying to fight each other.
Like when Paris Lily or someone I respect does a space, it's a completely fucking different space. But with some of these other idiots do it, I'm like, yep, same bullshit, different day. I'm good.
Well, even then, I got respect for everybody should definitely not have a microphone. But even when bigger guys like Paris or somebody go into these spaces, I'm be like, you guys kind of tone deaf. The spaces you guys is going, these very same guys was just talking about your wife. You know, I done seen people call Paris a monkey and all type of fucked up shit that he must not have known of, and then he go into those spaces, and it's not his fault. He don't fucking know.
No,
he don't find out until after
you can't
the fact.
see everything.
You're not always
you won't know everything.
Yeah, no way.
You know, I only say that to say, go build a real fucking brand. Go make a real podcast. Go put that work in, bro. Space.
Yeah, put the work in.
Spaces
is the lowest tier you could possibly fucking do.
I swear, man.
It is.
And we're not trying to shit on. Like I said, it is some good space people out there that's doing the right thing. That's why I shouted out the Black Air Force.
They're just the few and far between.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 out of the hundreds of spaces out there. So
yeah. All right, so let's hop into fun times, fun subject. Let's go. Xbox Game Showcase airs June 9th. The Verge is already saying followed by the Call of Duty Direct because the fucking image is
okay. The image looks like the Division 3. Let's be honest.
I love that you went there because you're the only one that I saw say the Division 3, and to the point where it's actually I literally started playing the Division again because I was like, yeah,
I love that game.
I might have
gonna
to jump
be,
back
but I'm like,
into that.
yeah,
it's not gonna be, but 100% looks like the Division 3, and I'm like,
I didn't even know. Like I was thinking, like I'm like, obviously this is Call of Duty, like Gulf War. But then like, you know, the whole Division thing, and like, well, it is DC in the background. Like maybe I was like, nah, it's gonna be Call of Duty. But
Call of Duty, they don't have the rights for.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah. I love that when you went there, though. So Microsoft is getting ready for the big Xbox Summer Showcase, which will be June 9th, obviously. The showcase will air Sunday, June 9th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UK time. Will include a deep dive in the next installment of Call of Duty. After the main show ends, Microsoft is only teasing Call of Duty Direct as the next installment of a beloved franchise, but sources familiar with the company plan to tell The Verge that this is indeed Call of Duty. Go for it. Let's go. So excited. Save me $70. Thank you. Thanks, Game Pass. This will be the first Xbox showcase featuring games across Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda, and Microsoft's Xbox Game Studios. So many studios. Oh, it's so good to be an Xbox fan. Drink it in, baby. I understand Microsoft is currently planning to announce a new Gears of War game during the show. Let's go. Gears of War 6.
Phoenix edition. Come on.
Yeah, probably. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering too. Like, right? Like,
they're not ready for Gears 6. Give us that.
Is it just? Are you just like? Because Gears 6 probably won't be coming out for a little while. I don't know, but are they gonna do the Marcus Phoenix collection too? To be like, here you go. Shut your damn mouths. Like, play this for a little while we work on Gears 6. I don't know. Time will tell. The showcase will also include a number of release dates for upcoming Xbox games like Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, Avowed. That's my game. Avowed. That's what I'm looking forward to. And Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, another game, obviously.
That's what I want to see more.
See, that's all right. Yes, so let's before I keep going. Obviously, Shattered Space is coming out. I think we're going to see that at this event as well. But let's go around the horn. I'm going to start with you, Dusty, so you can steal everyone else's answers. I'll let the guests go
son
first.
Of a bitch.
So you're going to be like, damn it.
God damn it.
I'm gonna have to step away just for a second. I'll be able to hear you guys, but I gotta take care of a dog situation. But Dusty, what games are you hoping to see? What are you looking forward to seeing at this Xbox showcase?
Hey, before he answer that, hey, Retro, you can trust us,
yes,
man. We can hold it down. Step away, man. We're definitely not going to be unhinged or anything like that, man.
Yeah, we're going to be fine.
This isn't going to go left.
It's not going to go left.
I can hear everything you're saying, though. If you talk shit, I'll know, Nero.
We never talk to you. All this podcast is about, guys, now that Retchy fucking left. He got a lot of fucking. We want to see PlayStation fail. Over here at ADS, our entire goal, all right, I'm going to be honest, is to see that shit burn to the ground. I'm just playing.
Burn it all to the ground.
Hey, y'all got hate me. Listen, yo. If Sony send me a check tomorrow, y'all, I'm switching like Tim Dog, yo.
No, don't
send me a check tomorrow,
Rusty, what are you
I'm selling out, bro. I'm selling out, man. I'm just playing. Nah, I actually fucked up because what was the question he asked you, Dusty?
Dusty, what are you excited for to see at the June showcase?
Oh God, I don't even know now.
I'm dying. That was hilarious.
Sorry, Jesus. No, oh shit. Honestly,
They said let's get crazy in the chat. Let's just get ignorant, man. Let's just get crazy, man.
Fuck IGN.
Yeah,
Hashtag
fuck
fuck
IGN,
IGN.
man. Fuck IGN, man. Put that
Yeah.
right there in the camera, man.
Oh,
Fuck
oh
IGN,
my
man. You know what I'm saying? You know, fuck all that PC shit Rich be talking about.
Fuck PlayStation.
Alrighty, yeah.
The motherfucking
And that's when I said I'm really excited for the showcase, guys. And Dusty, I think you made some great points. And
I heard everything you said.
it don't count if
These
you wasn't
are
on camera, man.
wireless, bro.
You got everybody's points. Yeah, it was a good time.
I blame the chat, man. They said get crazy.
Let's go, chat. Love it.
What was the question again?
All right, Dusty, my friend.
Wait,
I know Nero fucked you up.
But can you add on what we're expecting to see along with that to refresh my memory?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Xbox Game Showcase coming June 9th. What are you excited to see, and what are you expecting to see?
And then, can you give me a refresher of what we're supposed to be seeing? By the way,
Yeah, I mean this.
Well,
I don't know. There's a lot of games that there could be. They were saying Gears, definitely Avowed. I think obviously Call of Duty is coming afterwards. Microsoft Flight Sim, but I have a long list. I mean, they like State of Decay 3. Fable, Perfect,
okay, cool.
Perfect Dark.
Cool. State of Decay 3 is a game I'm looking forward to.
Same.
For the indie side of things, when is Replaced coming?
Yeah,
right.
What the fuck
Thank
is
you,
going on
bro.
with Replaced?
Thank you for bringing that up.
Dude,
every showcase, ever since they first announced,
we've been waiting.
I will go to the chat and say Replaced. Where is Replaced?
I wrote Replaced down too. Yeah,
I need that one so bad.
Art style, everything about it. I'm just so.
Shout out to those who play indies, real gamers, yo. Not these missionary motherfucking gamers that just play COD and that's it.
Yeah. Fucking COD horse. Clean yourself up when you get done getting slapped around the arena.
A new Gears, the Marcus Phoenix collection, of course, would be nice.
I hope that's so true.
Indiana Jones is probably by far for me because of nostalgic reasons.
That's your number one.
I'm one of those people that owned the Indiana Jones movies back on Laserdisc back in the day.
Oh damn, Dusty showing her age. Let's go.
Yeah, sorry. I just exfoliate well, so I look young. But no, and plenty of dancing. No, but Indiana Jones is something I just can't wait for that. I need to see more. Obviously, take your time with it, but I can't wait for that game to come out and straight to Game Pass. Oh gosh. Obviously, Call of Duty Gulf War. I'm looking forward to. I now, as somebody who is not good and has made it known at playing single player story games, because I don't have the attention span for it, I'm actually doing well with the Call of Duty campaign so far. I completed Modern Warfare 2 and 3. I need to go back to Infinite Warfare.
Have you played Vanguard campaign?
I'm not yet.
Okay, I liked that one.
Yeah, but I am a big fan of World War II. And
yes,
so
World War II is so good.
I love that game, and so I'm looking forward to Gulf War and whatnot. And I'm just every big showcase, the main thing I'm always looking forward to are the games we don't know anything about.
Yeah,
you know, and or games that like maybe they were rumored and then the rumor died and then all of a sudden you see and you're like, oh, they talked about this back then.
That's why I was so excited for South of Midnight last year, because we just waited to hear what Compulsion Games was working on for so long.
That is another game I'm looking forward to. South of Midnight, oh my god, please show
it was a breath of fresh air. South of Midnight just feels so different. It's like, dude, like,
Replaced too though, like that and Replaced. That's I'm so happy Dusty you brought that up, because man, I've been excited. I was actually genuinely sad when it got delayed last year.
Because it was riding off the high of Cyberpunk 2077.
You're right.
Despite the launch, they dropped the anime and the game got fixed and it was better. People were playing it even more again and whatnot. And then Replaced drops their trailer and it's like, whoa. This pretty much is Cyberpunk 2077 as a 2.5 whatever you know thing.
2.5D. Yeah.
Yeah, like a Metroidvania.
Metroidvania, yeah.
Thank you. And my brain.
I'm new to that genre, by the way, Dusty. I'm new to that
it.
genre.
I mean,
just got in there.
I kind of grew up with that because of like, wow, my brain is shutting off.
Is the Prince of Persia older games? Is that considered?
Last night.
Yeah.
This morning, I'm still waking up for the show, and I'm really sorry. Like my brain had died.
Yeah,
and I was like, I can't articulate shit right now.
I get that.
It's fine. You're good. I don't know why I blinked. Jesus H.
Hey, J Duke, don't feel bad, bro. I'm the only Vanguard fan out here. So.
No, my buddy actually loved Vanguard. He was like, dude, have you played it? I'm like, nah, I heard it was bad, and he's like, it's one of my favorites. So you never know, man.
Have you played the Prince of Persia game?
The new one that came out this year?
Yes,
I did. That's great game.
I am, and so give me Replaced, because now that I'm actually back into that genre, like
Tales of Kizara.
I need to start soon. Yes,
I gotta get this fucking Tales of Kizara. I got that as a
so
sponsor
good, dude.
review.
So
I'm supposed to be beating that so I can review it. I gotta get back to that. I gotta go beat the Ori franchise. People keep telling me to hop into Silk Song. It's like once because I think what started
confession time. I gonna get hate for this. I wasn't a fan of Silk Song. I didn't like Silk Song.
I didn't like Silk Song.
Which is weird because I fucking love Ori's. I love them. They're probably my favorite Metroidvania of all time.
They are gonna tear you apart.
The only Metroidvania game I've ever finished was Ori.
They're hard, dude. Like Ori's hard. Tales of Kizara is hard. In my opinion.
Look. That's why I put Tales of Kizara down, because I'm playing it for a review, and trying to hop between that and Fallout. I was like, no, when I play Tales of Kizara, I got to give this my all.
Yeah,
just like when I go back to play Ori,
when I focus on that,
you got to really lock into some of these games, man.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
And speaking of that, I heard some dumbass say that, oh, you're only a real gamer if you play competitive games, and my only answer to that. My reply to that, right? Because some of my most proudest achievements, go. It's you only a real gamer if you play competitive games. Go beat Doom Eternal and go beat them 2 DLCs.
I fucking love Doom.
Them was the proudest moments last year of my game. No, that was this year. I beat Doom this year. I was so proud beating those DLCs, man. That shit was hard as fuck.
When people say that, it is so limiting. Like, if it's one thing I cannot stand about us as a human race in general, not to go super deep, is can we say things to each other that limit each other? If we're going to normalize
reductive, exactly.
Let's normalize not putting limitations on each other. So when you say things like, you're not a real gamer if you don't play competitive games, to me, a real gamer is somebody who's sitting there playing a video game.
Yes.
Anything that is
in a big Twitter Spaces. Yes,
anything that is considered a video game, you're playing it and you're having fun, you're enjoying it. Therefore, you are a gamer. Good example. As those of you who may not know, I am a professional dancer. So a longtime professional dancer will tell you, if I walk into a club and you are dancing, guess what? You're a dancer. Maybe you're not a pro like me. Maybe you're not the full-fledged artist like I am. But guess what? If you're dancing, you take joy in it, and you go out purposely to do that act, you're a dancer now.
Yes, sir.
Lo and behold, if you go to play basketball, you're a basketball player. You're not in the NBA, but guess what? You're a basketball player. Play basketball.
Yep.
Like,
don't use reverse psychology on people who clearly it's lost on them.
I know
it is lost on them.
But
I love that you brought that up, Dusty, because I'm really tired of like you're not a gamer unless ...
Yes.
I can't say you're not a gamer if you don't play game. If you're in spaces like fucking Panda said, then you're not playing games.
Yeah, you're not a gamer if you believe in PlayStation Secret showcases.
Yeah, facts. You're not a gamer if you think Spider-Man 2 was better than Batman Arkham City.
Spider Cube.
Sorry, I just get that off.
You're not a gamer if you can't recognize that Batman influenced the Spider-Man games. So
facts. And you're also not a gamer if you're not subscribed to this fucking channel.
Yeah. You're also not a gamer if you don't
speaking facts
on X. Anyway, one quote I will give you guys is, I believe it goes, Ancora Imparo. I think that's the quote. But arguing with a fool proves there are two. And a lot of the times on X, we find ourselves arguing with fools. So life lesson: if you see a fool, don't argue with him. Just let him be and let him frolic.
Just pity the fool.
Just pity the fool.
Pity the fool. I love that.
That is a fact.
All right, guys. Nero, let's go through your games, and then I'll go to Panda. Like, what are you excited about for this Xbox showcase?
I would love to get an update on Contraband.
Yes, sir.
To see what's
Got
going
that
on
written
with
down
that.
too.
I think that would be really dope. I would love to see a Halo Infinite expansion, or if not, just tease
like story. Are you talking like a story expansion?
A story expansion, or maybe do something like some Spartan Ops missions. Because I'm
Okay.
sorry, you guys know I love Halo, man. Like that's my, and I might just be, sometimes I go through stretches where I get tired of games, and then I'll be like, oh, I need a break. But then I'll revisit it 2 weeks later, and be like, yo, Halo Infinite is still a masterpiece.
I mean, there's so much lore, there's so much universe out there. They could do a standalone different game. It would be great.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. The Gears of War collection, the Marcus Phoenix collection. I pray that's true. I would love to see the Oblivion remaster or remake in the Fallout 3. Like, what better time to do the Fallout 3 remaster or remake now? Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Like that's just, get on top of it, capitalize.
I mean, there was a rumor going around Oblivion was being made. That
update delayed the Fallout London update, I think.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah. I got so much, like my brain is racing trying to think of the games I'm excited for. But what I will say this, right? The most anticipated games we have been excited for this generation, they have released. Damn near, right? You got to think about Starfield, Forza Motorsport. You think about Hellblade 2 about to release. We got Avowed about to release. Like, we got that coming soon. It's so much stuff at this showcase that I think we're about to get a peek into that we haven't seen, because the games we're really excited for is right all on the verge of being released. So I would love a little follow-up for Elder Scrolls 6. I know we probably won't. We probably won't see anything about that. But I would love that. I would love to see some Outer Worlds 2, a little more of that. But I know they focused on the Avowed. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, some of these studios got 2-3 games in the work, and they prioritize in certain games, because you can best believe Compulsion is not only working on South of Midnight.
Well,
I don't know if you guys play
what you guys are excited
definitely.
for. Like, definitely let us know.
The trailer is still like my favorite trailer of all time.
Oh yeah,
pulled themselves apart and just made fun of their whole.
The fake bullshit. Yeah. Oh my god, it was so funny.
This monster that's never going to show up in the real game.
Yes.
The only thing we've got is the title.
I love it. So self-aware, dude. That was like one of the best trailers I've ever fucking seen.
It's my favorite reveal trailer.
There is one game that I'm always holding out for will get announced at an Xbox showcase.
Okay.
New Def Jam Fight for New York.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Call back, dude.
Listen, is we doing that?
Hoping and praying.
Are you sure you want to open this can of worms? Because if you really want to know, True Crimes remake.
Yeah. Oh,
come on, man. Come on, man. Prototype remake.
LA Noir.
Hey,
it's Prototype.
Hey,
the correct answer is Prototype.
LA Noir.
Remake those motherfucking Transformer games that Activision.
Yeah.
Got. You know what I'm saying? Like be petty and remake some of them Spider-Man games that Activision got under their the better Spider-Mans.
And they have an Easter egg in it for all the people who love the game on PlayStation.
Oh,
you get a Spider Cube.
A new Marvel's Ultimate Alliance would be great. Thank you.
But it's a lot. It's a lot to look forward to, man. I just want to see what the coalition is cooking up. I want them to continue to take their time with Gear 6, because I do. I
mean, we gotta see what the real masters of Unreal Engine 5 can do.
The real UE5 hasn't even been fucking shown yet.
Yeah, Infinite Umbra, where you at?
Now you're speaking my language. Blur, baby. I want to fuck Blur. Give me either a new Blur or give me the old one. I don't give a shit. That game was fire, dude.
You. He wants you.
Let's go.
Fly over to the United States. He wants
bald
you.
Motherfucker.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Give us Titanfall 3 and the world will achieve peace. Yeah.
Okay. I really, the showcase, I just really want to see Fable. I don't know if we will or not, because I don't.
Yeah, they could show. They could really show.
I think we'll see some Fable. I feel like that's a pretty good bet.
I don't necessarily know what we're gonna see.
Remember when people didn't think that was gameplay?
Yes,
man. It was clearly. I am such a big Fable fan. It's the reason why I play on Xbox to this day. Is that's what I fell in love with, and was obsessed with the original Fable. And I just have so much love for that franchise and for the humor of it. And that's one of those games that I think will forever be like in my heart for Xbox.
Oh my God.
But
I'm so sorry I got
excited
USD
for Fable.
I'm so sorry.
Really,
I miss you too.
I'm really excited to see
hey, that's seductive ass voice, yo. What the fuck?
I miss you too.
Got me moist for a second, bro.
Gonna make me blush.
Oh shit.
I
See,
Clockwork
Panda, I'm sorry. Panda, I'm sorry.
Yes, thank
Yo.
you. Finally, someone said
Clockwork
Clockwork. I was
Revolution.
waiting
I
for
forgot
that.
about that.
That's
I forgot.
yeah.
Hey,
That's what I'm
fuck you,
talking
Reese.
an
Fuck you, Reese, and fuck Fable. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Panda, because you just told that heartfelt ass story about why
you don't
love
have to like Fable.
Nah, it's not about
everyone
me
likes
not liking it. It's
everything.
not about me not liking it. I just got beef with Reese. I've been trying to get this son of a bitch to play Fallout 4 for the last goddamn week, and he just over here playing fucking Fable 2. Like, no, I'm just playing Fable. I'm having a good time playing Fable.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Reese.
He said I
Shout
don't
out
want
to
to play
Reese. Let's
Fallout
go.
because it looked too muddy. You motherfucker.
Wow.
And he's playing. And he's
He's
playing.
playing
Fable
Fable 2.
Okay.
Fable
All
2
right.
got that
Come
light
on, Reese.
resolution boost in the back.
I love it.
Wow.
I love it.
Too
It
muddy.
looks too muddy, and he's
It
out
looks
here
too
playing that
fucking
old
muddy.
motherfucker.
You
need to show him that new
I love
update.
it.
You need to show him that new
I've been
update.
trying to tell him. He's just like, no,
I love
I ain't
it.
gonna lie. He's right there with Panda for the passionate Fable people out here.
Yeah.
But I gotta throw
Good.
some fucking hate. He's probably playing that shit right now. He's a fucking son of a bitch.
He's kicking
Sorry.
chickens as we speak.
Yes, like,
Yeah,
Reese
Reese
is
too
too
far
far
gone.
gone.
Yeah, he's too
Yeah.
far gone, man. Yeah, he's too far gone.
do you know if we're ever going to hear back from Rare around what was that
Everwild.
game?
Everwild.
Everwild.
Yeah.
Thank
Like,
you.
what the fuck?
That's what I'm wondering.
What
does
about
exist.
Perfect Dark?
Oh, the visuals looked absolutely fantastic, and I'm like,
Everwild
is it
acting real
famous
replaced right
now?
now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on with Perfect Dark? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Perfect
Yeah.
Dark. We need to see something
In
that's
the
not a
dark.
cinematic trailer. It's in the dark.
I
Yeah,
will say this too, right, guys? Like when you get some free time, everybody in the chat, everybody here, right? Go back and watch Xbox showcases from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you'll be surprised. Like, oh, I forgot about that game. We haven't heard
Exactly,
about it.
dude.
That's true.
There's so many damn games.
When you do that, you'll see like we got so many games in the work.
How many times have people forgot about Contraband? So many people
Man.
I know forgot it existed, dude. Like it's just so many damn games.
I need it because Payday 3 left a sour taste in my mouth for anything.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a really good game. I tried
it's
it
still a
in
good
Game
game, but
Pass.
You were excited, I remember.
That's true. I was so excited for Payday. I was so excited. It was very disappointing, in my opinion. I know some people liked it. It just didn't hit for me. Well, anything else, Panda, I love that you brought up like Everwild because I wrote a bunch of these down, at least the ones that I could remember. Obviously bringing up Clockwork Revolution 2, which I'm so excited for that one. I'm thinking that's
Dusty already talked about Indiana Jones, and I think Indiana Jones is just a given considering it's intended to release this year, end of the year, right?
yes. Yep.
And so I'm super excited for that. I know there's controversy around the first person aspect of the way the game plays, and then the fact that it shoots into third person when you're doing traversal elements.
Yeah, the climbing aspect. Yeah.
But I mean, Machine Games always has done first person, and I'm willing to give this game a go in the sense of you are in the shoes of him, so you're looking out through Indiana Jones's eyes and how he would be looking out in the world.
Sure.
I'm excited for that. I want to see more on that. I loved the art style. I loved everything about it. The music. It's just nostalgia for me. I grew up watching the films and obsessed with the films.
Yeah.
The first three, anything after that, it's not canon
I watched
to me.
them all. Yeah. I do the same thing.
I
too,
was
where
enjoying
separate
Crystal
it.
Skull until it was
Yeah.
Aliens, and they lost me at Aliens.
Yeah, they
I was
lost me
like,
too,
it's just
right
a
at that
bridge
moment.
too far. But yeah, like I'm super excited for that, and I think there are so many other games coming out. Like Dusty mentioned so many of the ones that I'm excited for. So I was trying to mention games that he hadn't mentioned.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think
It's
as
tough.
gamers, like we're eating so good right now. And Game Pass makes it so easy to enjoy the games that we want to play on a regular basis without giving away so much of our money at the moment, considering the economic climate the world is in. And I mean, it's pretty bad. Like I usually buy 1 liter bottle of like extra virgin olive oil for like $10. It's now like $20.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, and that's just olive oil, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on with the world? Like,
Yeah.
you have to buy food before you play games.
You got to,
So
man.
Right,
that's
yeah.
the reality we're living in.
Yeah. Shout out to who was that? Was that Reese? Or was that
Oh,
Larry? You just said the Wu-Tang.
That was Reese.
Reese, yeah.
Yep.
I'm with you. Aren't they? They're working on a game. I don't know if it's a Wu-Tang game, but the Wu-Tang themselves are working on a game, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the same game. That's the same
It's the
game.
same
Yep.
game.
Okay.
Coming to
all
Xbox,
right.
the Wu-Tang game, State of Decay 3, definitely need that.
We got to see something on State of Decay 3. Yeah. I wonder with State of Decay 3, a lot of us have talked, like, I know Boom has mentioned this several times, if there's going to be a single player part of that game, and I really hope there is. Just based off of the visuals that we saw with that girl and stuff, like I don't know, there's something about it that I was like, yeah, I want to go check out that universe as a single player game, and obviously with the multiplayer and online aspects of it. Jay Dick saying, what if both Indie and Avowed get pushed 2025? How would you guys react? I wouldn't love it.
Stalker 2 this year, right?
Stalker 2 should be coming out this year as well. I don't think those would get pushed though, Jay. To be honest with you, I actually think, I think we're gonna see for the first time in a long time, 2025 hit early on, and I think those games are going to be your South of Midnights and your Clockwork Revolutions. I think those are coming in the beginning of 2025.
If them games get delayed, all this shit shot up. Everything. Everything up.
Is that why you put your hood on?
The games get delayed. All of this shit shot up. I'm sorry.
Those guys get delayed. Nero's like, I'm skipping that podcast this week.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be there for that shit.
I'm not coming on, guys. I got the flu. I'm feeling sick.
Yeah,
it's a couple
he's ducking out.
I'm feeling sick of these games being delayed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'll tell you, I'll be kind of pissed off. I'm not gonna lie. We need to hit the year this year. What we've been promised so far, all those games need to come this year. And Definitely. I don't care. You can hate me. I will bitch if they don't. If every fucking one of them doesn't hit.
Oh yeah.
Because we haven't had a lot of games first party. We haven't had any games first party this year yet, right? And this has been a problem of Xbox for years, right? So this is why I expect games like South of Midnight, Clockwork Revolution. I think we're gonna get some games in the beginning of 2025. But those rest of them that you mentioned, that shit better drop, bro. Like I'm just saying right now.
Did you?
I'll put the feet to the fire.
Did you see Uso Vinny's tweet update about the Helldivers 2 situation?
No, what was he saying?
It says it was Wario64 who posted it 1 hour ago. Says Helldivers 2 on Steam is now unable to purchase in numerous countries after it was announced that a PSN login will soon be required. Steam has also been approving refund requests for players even if they played over 2 hours.
Oh, no way. Oh, man. What? No.
PlayStation. Fucking idiot.
They had a great game on their hands and botched it.
Microsoft
they were just like,
stepped on all the ranks.
Damn. You know we're for the players?
Yo,
this
listen.
is so sad.
The Steam guys don't fuck around here. Like we said earlier, 100,000 people went at them. 100,000 strong were like, fuck you. Their shit went from positive to mixed on Steam in days, yo. Like, do not mess with that community.
This is the time I
gut you.
We saw people have 400 hours of gameplay of Starfield and still said wouldn't recommend. And I was like, after 400 hours, you wouldn't recommend. What the fuck were you doing for the first 400 hours of the game? So, like,
yo,
Steam,
but the thing is, you have to give props to Steam, though, right? They will refund you a game that you've literally put hundreds of hours into based off of like if fucked up shit like this happens. No one else does that, dude.
I'm sorry. That's why y'all shouldn't want me to come to Steam because I'm gonna be scamming like a motherfucker. I'm gonna beat every game and try to refund that shit. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't play
Xbox
already. I actually play
mostly.
Almost everything I do on PC is through Game Pass if it comes through Microsoft. I rarely play Steam games, but because achievements, man. Like
it's just a fucking L, in my opinion. This whole thing, that whole situation is just a giant
what a crazy L, bro.
Well done to Steam though for blocking it and regional.
Well done. Hey, Panda, say it again for the people in the back.
Yeah.
Let's give them a.
Well done, Steam.
Good for them.
Well
It's
done,
good.
PlayStation as well. Good
for
job
you.
shooting yourself in your foot.
Hey, good for you, PC motherfuckers. I'm gonna get me a PC. You know what? You guys are slowly changing. You just keep doing this.
I'm telling you.
If they can go get every PlayStation game that went to PC and mostly negative reviews in Steam, I'll go get a PC.
Mm-hmm.
Just be honest. I'm proud of the PC community for standing up for what's
Yeah.
right. You
They
should
did.
not have to go
And
and
Unison.
spend 30
It's
seconds
crazy.
to sign into your PSN. You should not have to spend that 45 seconds to sign
Now
into your
think of
PSN. You
this.
shouldn't have to do it.
Ghost of Tsushima, right? That's going to have that PlayStation situation. There'll be people who want to play it on PC.
They're probably going to do the same
who
thing.
aren't going to be able to. Yeah, they're going to do the same thing.
They will definitely do the same thing. Shout out to the 208 people watching us, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys getting great numbers between YouTube and X. You guys, the fucking community here is just amazing, and I hope you guys are having fun with us. You should know we clearly are having fun. I think it oozes through this podcast that we just like to talk shit and just have a good time.
Richard just pays me to act.
All you motherfuckers saying,
I am paying. Panda, you're under a fucking NDA not to say that. Now you done broke contract. I'm gonna go sue you on your ass. You're done.
Goodbye. It's my last episode. I'm kidding.
Rip the contract
Right,
up.
yeah.
You done. Let's go back to the Xbox thing. Thank you for bringing that up, Dusty, and you, so Vinny, for putting that shit out there. We also got I'm curious to see what other stuff. Obviously, I'm excited about Call of Duty Gulf War. I like Call of Duty. I play it every year. But we also got stuff like Flintlock. I'm wondering if we're going to see some more. Yeah, see another one. You forgot about it, right? It's just too many damn games, bro.
Too many damn games. Not too many platforms got this problem.
Yeah, Visions of Mana. We got Visions of Mana coming out. You got Path of the Goddess from Capcom. Maybe we'll see some of that. We got OD from Kojima. A lot of people forgot about OD.
Shit.
Maybe we see something.
I think that's
Maybe.
That shit
You
for
think
the
it's
old
a
I
VGA?
think that's
You think
2
it's a
years
VGA?
away.
Okay,
Before we
that's
see
fair
more on
enough.
that.
It is definitely. Oh, we're not. I didn't mean we're seeing anything that's. Yeah, we're not playing that, and probably even in the next 2 years. I don't think. Metal Gear
but I
Solid.
think they're going to wait to announce anything further on that game.
Yeah, you're probably right. I probably jumped the gun on that one, but I got excited about
Fair enough.
It's the only thing I give a shit about. Kojima has not been hitting for me lately, so I need him to go back to horror.
Let's be
like
honest,
that,
he's pretty fucking mid, dude, and he's overrated.
He's overrated. He's way overrated in my opinion.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't no Todd Howard. You know what I'm
He
saying?
ain't.
He ain't
No,
no,
I'll
he
take.
ain't no
Oh,
Todd.
God, no.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't
I'll
no
take a-
big T to the O.
Ain't no motherfucking God Howard up in this.
Hey, look, hey, look, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. No Diddy.
No, did
Kojima look cute when he be working with Xbox. When he got that little green shit on his vest.
He adorable.
Like this
Yeah.
motherfucker cute or whatever, but he ain't no Todd at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no. Let's calm it down. Let's see what he do with OD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Death Stranding, I will say Death Stranding was a decent game for what I played. I enjoyed it a little bit.
Man, fucking mail
Did you play
carrier.
the
boring
newer
as shit.
version, the one where they added all that extra functionality in? Or
I
did you
did
play
not.
the original vanilla version that launched?
I played the vanilla version.
I did too.
You
I
liked
tried
it?
like
that.
it.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell
Look at
you.
her face. She's so in disbelief. She's
Oh.
like, and you liked that
I'm
shit?
gonna tell you. Only reason that made me like
I
that
didn't like
shit. The only thing I liked about it is this, right? Traveling somewhere and finding what another player left in your world. To me, that is dope.
That
And I
is
wish
cool.
Starfield. That's the only thing I wish Starfield would have did. You don't have to make it multiplayer,
That's what
but
Fallout 76 is for, brother.
and it's a better game. You're right. I can't win. It's a better game. It's a better franchise. It's made by the better person, Todd Howard. You know what I'm saying?
Another one I'm looking forward to, I think a lot of people are forgetting to, is Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. Looks fire to me, dude. I
We're
think
not
that
forgetting
game,
that. We're just remembering that we can't draw on
That-
screen because we're all
I'm
on
gonna be
camera.
honest.
That's
I'm
right.
gonna fight back a bit. And Warhammer
Scrap my
games to
bib.
me, they tend
Hit
to
or miss for
look so
you?
fucking good. And then when I play them, it's like Dark Tide. I was so hyped for Dark Tide.
I
And then when
like Dark
played it,
Tide.
I'm
You didn't like it?
It's not that I
Yeah,
didn't like it. It's
It's
just
not the
that
same
I didn't
devs,
love it.
right? It's not the same devs
I don't
making
think it's the same.
that.
I don't think it's the same exact devs. No,
No. So
because that was Fat Shark, I believe, did.
That shot, which did Vermintide as well.
Yeah.
So that all felt the same, whereas this feels indicative of obviously amped up to like 1,000%, but more like
I think it
the
looks
Space
good, man.
Marines game previously, but less kiddie and more like, this is what this reality is. It's brutal as hell. We're in war. And I'm like, that's what I want from Gears of War 6. I want that feeling when I watch that Warhammer trailer for Space Marines.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. I think we talked enough about the showcase. Thank you guys in chat for telling us all the games that you're looking forward to. There's just too much. And to Dusty's point, like you said earlier, like I want to be surprised too. I want to see what is coming in the roadmap for 2026, 2027 that we just haven't even really seen or heard about too. So I'm excited.
Oh, see, this is why I got beef with Reese.
The PlayStation, right?
What is he saying?
Showcase.
That's why I got beef with this. Reese.
I think
Dark Tide is not fire. It's okay. It's all right. Yes, it's all right.
It's all right.
Not fire. Why you got 3 fire flames on that shit? Put that shit back on the fucking screen.
It was a different emoji.
Why the fuck is it 3 fire flames, bro?
Maybe he liked it. Maybe he liked it more than you did. Clearly, it reminds me of Left 4 Dead. It reminds me of a little Left 4 Dead ish, with just waves of enemies. But
I love Left 4 Dead.
Mid ass.
Oh god, I love that game.
Fuck you thing. Panda, you can draw on camera. Just make sure to delete the stream after the show ends.
Yo, I didn't even say that, but I love that. Thank you for speaking for me. I'm sure that was Nero. When people were asking about their favorite like girl characters in a game ever, that was my answer. Clementine. That's my fucking answer. Bar none. The best arc of any character in gaming. Period. Clementine.
You're not gonna say Stella.
And look,
Stella Yams.
Nope. Stella Yams got the personality of a fucking doorknob, bro.
He's got a personality of a yam.
My favorite type of woman.
Exactly. Of a fucking potato. That's what I like.
I'm kidding.
Hey, Reese,
I'm joking.
Reese, let me break something down to you. Let me break something down to you, Reese. I didn't play 2 rounds. I played 2.5 rounds because it was gonna be 3 rounds, but the game crashed.
Let's go, FarQ. Let's go, bro.
Round, so that's that. That game ass.
We got some other people on Reese's side. Dark side is fire.
Is that 5 flames?
Fire! Fight me!
Is that 5 flames?
Let's go.
Is that 5? Yo, Panda,
does it cancel each other out?
His ass out of here.
He's a mod.
He's a mod. Fuck! How do you remove it from a mod?
Don't worry, FarQ. You're good. You're good, my bald brother.
You're good in the hood, Far. Yeah. Hey, everybody gets one. Everybody gets one. You know what I'm saying? Except for me, I get a lot of that.
I'll just time him out. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, time him out. Make him think about that bullshit he just typed.
Yeah.
FarQ and FarQ too.
Do not recommend. Let me move on to the next thing so we try to get some of this stuff out.
Nero, 4 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Hey, I definitely do not recommend that shit, yo. Like that shit is on the same level as Immortals and Avian for me.
Yeah, we got our shirts coming out soon.
Right.
Where I might have to steal that line. Reese, fucking Nero, 4 out of 10. I do not recommend. That would be a great. I think that shirt would sell. Just saying. All right, so Square Enix, guys, has seemingly canceled some games in an effort to be more selective and focused. Sorry. Square Enix, the company behind last year's Final Fantasy 16 and this year's Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, has seemingly canceled some in-development games, taking on some big losses as a result. As for why the company is aiming to be more selective about its projects moving forward. The news comes from a release related to Square Enix's holdings, which explains the company is incurring losses of 22.1 billion yen, or roughly, or roughly 140 million on its financial books for the fiscal year that ended in March. So Square Enix, like we've been saying for a long time, is hurting, man.
It's on them, though. Foam Stars? Like, who? Why?
Well, I mean, you saw Foam Stars. I saw the trailer. I knew that it was going to be shit to begin with. But it just goes to show you, maybe they should be multi-platform. Just saying.
They should stop playing. They shouldn't have done Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal.
Sold all the good studios, in my opinion. I just, what?
The downfall of Sony and Square Enix has been a beautiful thing to witness.
I mean, we're seeing more stuff come out of the relationship with Xbox and Square. Obviously, Final Fantasy 14.
You don't want that shit. They just give it.
I know. It's just saying this.
Nobody want that shit, Nero. Just because you hate these Japanese games doesn't mean everybody.
You want that shit?
But
I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying
Exactly. Nobody wants that shit. Now let's ask the panel.
Everybody
Hey, Panda,
else.
do you want Final Fantasy on Xbox? Be
I
honest.
really don't care.
Yeah,
care
because
for
it was
not.
supposed to be ours, and Sony doesn't own it.
There you go, Dusty. Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
Dustin,
absolutely.
You want
When
Final Fantasy on
the
here?
company that you
Yeah.
decide to sell your
I'm
He
soul
not-
does.
hold on, let me
See?
get it over
their
here just for
consumers
you.
do not buy your products,
Yeah.
then you realize you fucked up.
Mhm.
And that's exactly what Square is doing. They sold their soul, and
Mhm.
the consumers aren't buying the products.
Yeah.
And now they have a shit ton of all these games that they can't sell.
So,
It's
like,
just sitting.
to answer your question,
Go ahead, Detsy. Yeah.
why do I want Final Fantasy games on Xbox? Because they were supposed to be ours. Xbox and
Yeah,
Microsoft
fair.
already had past agreements, and then Sony stepped all over that, which I don't know how
so
you let
ignorant.
that happen.
Project
And-
Eve.
And Square
Yeah.
Enix just saw all the money
Took
and
the
the
bag.
potential behind it, not realizing they were limiting themselves greatly by making that decision. And we were supposed to get Final Fantasy VII years ago.
Mhm.
I'm it was a big conversation a long time ago, but it's kind of like died away, and people have kind of forgotten about that. Like, that was supposed to be ours as well.
Yes.
And Sony stopped that. So it's a principle thing for me. We are supposed to have these games. Not do I want them? We're supposed to have them. You know,
And as a
Game Pass
result
is
of
supposed to
them
be. Go ahead.
To say, as a result of them not being there, the
Yeah.
hype when those games do come there is gone because they've never been
Exactly.
there in the first place. They basically just shot
That's what I said
themselves.
earlier. Exactly, Panda. Yep.
Yeah.
They did it to themselves,
continue,
man. Like, go ahead, Dusty. Yeah.
No, I'm just agreeing. Like, they really did shoot themselves in the foot on this, and
Yeah.
both parties did, but mainly Square Enix, because being limited to being under, Sony and PlayStation and just that umbrella only, they could only do so much. When you're putting your game out to the masses, you're able to really gauge how everybody feels about this product, but you only have this one pool of people that can ever really truly give you an opinion of your product. It's just like, by now, like you said, who's really going to care?
Right.
I mean, you're going to have a lot of fans be happy, but once the game finally drops, who's actually going to buy it? Who's actually going to play it? And I'm not saying nobody will. I'm just saying who is actually going to. And the outcome of that will not be as grand as if we just got those games when we were supposed to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Dusty.
I'm sorry, but when companies treat Xbox gamers as second class citizens as if we don't mean shit to them, I'm sorry, but when I see news that your company is failing, I do pray on your downfall. I'm sorry, not sorry. I pray that you motherfuckers bleed until
you want Square to get punched in the mouth, just like Sony.
I want them.
You
to
want
be
them on the verge of being gone.
Yes, but that's because I want it to be a lesson to the rest of the industry.
Yes, I agree.
Stop skipping out on us, bro.
I agree with that sentiment, 100%.
Like, stop skipping out on us. Like,
that's what we call. That's what us old guys call fuck around and find out, right, Nero? Like, you fucked around, now you're finding out.
My thing is this, right? My thing is this, right, Retry, right, guys? Like, look, if you don't think your games is gonna sell well on Xbox, why not just have a sit down with Microsoft and say, hey, before we just skip your platform, can we get a secure check and just throw our shit in Game Pass?
Yeah.
What better way? If you think your shit not gonna sell, try to come up with a deal with Game Pass. You feel what I'm saying? Microsoft, I'm sure they would love to get any Square Enix game, even those mid niche ass games they keep putting out, into Game Pass. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why not take that secured check so you already got some type of profit from it coming to Xbox off rip because you got the Game Pass money, and then people you really just slapping the entire fan base. That shit is so disrespectful to me, man.
Yeah,
it's like we're not shit. And like USO Vinny said earlier, excuse me, to think we're gonna rush out and buy Crisis Core, which I did buy Crisis Core.
Yeah,
I got to the end of Crisis Core, but I didn't realize you got to do a bunch of bullshit ass grinding to even have a chance at beating that last boss. And I'm like, this is typical JRPG bullshit. Typical shit I be talking about. I see through
which you love,
which I fucking hate. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like it's very disrespectful, man. I feel like it's very, because when you look at other companies, from in that same region, look at Capcom. Capcom and Microsoft relationship is only getting better. Capcom took a chance on their first.
Capcom and Sega.
I was gonna get
Big
to Sega
time.
as well. You know, like Capcom took a chance on their first live service game being what was the dinosaur game?
Oh Jesus!
Damn,
I didn't like it, but yeah.
Exo Primal. Yeah, I didn't like it either, but it's Capcom, so I gave it a try. I put
it was
right.
Not bad for what it was.
Yeah, and this is their first shot at that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so they smart enough. They smart. This is the difference between Capcom, which is fucking
Capcom new. Capcom was new, dude.
Capcom take a chance at a live service game that they haven't tried before. They put it in the Game Pass and put it on all platforms. Square Enix does the same shit with Foam Stars, and you gatekeep it, and then you throw it over there on place. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's dumb as fuck. It was me. I wouldn't play this shit over here, but.
I mean, they're all vying for time, right? They're all vying for our time. The monthly active users, all of that. That's the biggest thing.
Which is so hard to do these days.
There are so many. Look, we're talking about an up-and-coming showcase for Xbox, right? And at no point are we talking about what's coming from Square Enix, because there's most likely nothing coming from Square Enix in our opinion. And if it does come, it's coming later. It's delayed, and by that point, you're already taken up by the new games coming out that release, and you get access to day one and the fanfare there. It's why PlayStation needs to launch games day and date on PC because the adoption rate on PC for their games isn't as much as it would be if they were riding the wave of the day one launch.
100%.
100%. It wouldn't hurt them to just try it and then revert back if they don't like it.
Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2. Great example.
Great Helldivers. Well, we saw how that
now.
No, but still,
that
is like,
but still,
now. But
But yeah, no, you're right. That was Helldivers 2 was a great example of what you could possibly do with your IPs, you know?
And this is kind of why I'm not against, like, I'm against it, but I'm not against it, because the more I think Microsoft is fucking geniuses, and I think they're just out thinking us all, even the diehard fans, right? If you keep putting your games on PlayStation and seeing them chart in the PlayStation store, your games over there selling that well, how long do you really think Sony can sit back and say, we can't put Days Gone on Xbox, or we can't put Spider-Man? How long do you really think that they're going to sit back and let Microsoft get money from their platform, from PC, and their home base with Xbox, and Sony just sit back and keep saying, you don't need to do that. Listen, Microsoft is in a position to be able to have a 30% drop in console sales. Sony is. That's what the media don't want to talk about. Microsoft can afford to have down days, down years, and down quarters. PlayStation
they have such
cannot.
a spiteful fucking fan base and community and consumer base in that general vicinity that they are so anti seeing what the future has to hold that they're going to try and hold it back. And
they're holding on to the old regimes.
They're scared of the future, man.
They are very scared of the future, and they maybe they should be.
That money coming in.
Y'all heard what Jim Ryan said? The business will never recover, never recover, never recover.
After Call of Duty. I love how you gave yourself a self echo.
Never recover. That's.
I mean, if we're looking at what they've been doing recently, they haven't been making some good choices.
But
that's on them. That's not the Call of Duty ABK deal's fault. That's on PlayStation.
Absolutely. Some other news that came out, Embracer splitting into 3 different companies. Weirdest names for companies I've ever heard.
I know, right?
These names have been there though, right?
And free.
Maybe I didn't. Maybe yes, Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends. Like, I legit thought this was bullshit. I thought it was a joke.
We're going to split off. We're going to be Aim Down Sights and Friends.
Yeah, right. I love this. Coffee Stain and Friends.
They did Valheim.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm not like I just the naming conventions is just got sort of way.
Into word generator gaming studio names
so
and
weird.
Coffee Stain and Friends.
And Friends. It just
and Friends.
Terrible name. But besides the naming conventions, they obviously should have consulted Panda, like I did, for naming stuff. Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends, the company which will be renamed from Embracer Group, is described as a creative powerhouse in AAA game development and publishing that will retain ownership of Dead Island, Killing Floor, Kingdom Come Deliverance, Tomb Raider, and the Lord of the Rings IPs. Now, I bring this story up because we've been talking about how Embracer got all these studios and this IP for ridiculously cheap, under 400 million for everything, unheard of, one of the best pickups in gaming history, if you ask me. And we've been going, okay, when's Microsoft gonna step in and take some of this stuff from Embracer? This feels like it's time. It feels like they have now split the company in so many different directions. That to me is an acquisition.
This is why we the best podcast on the YouTube channel, right next to our homies and shit that does this as well, right? This is the problem. This is my problem with Xbox. As an Xbox fan, stop with the fucking go big or go home mentality. Right? You got Bethesda, you got Activision. Start scooping up some smaller shit. Whether it's smaller studios, smaller rights to certain games, like, bro, do that, bro. It's okay to go get smaller shit to, flush out your portfolio as well. Like, you don't have to go big every single time.
But we'll hear Colin Moriarty going, why did they purchase Ninja Theory?
Right.
Because they're a good studio, you fucking dingus. That's why.
Why did they purchase Double Fine? And it's like, what is Double Fine working on?
I just want to double down. Those names are indeed horrible. Like, what the fuck is they doing?
Yeah, but it's like, I agree. They do need to buy small and just
they
build it
should
out
definitely
that way.
buy small. I'm sorry, but I'm a die on the hill that they should go get Techland. They should go.
I love that idea. Yeah, like, I definitely down for Techland.
Asobo should be under us by now. I'm sorry, but I want to own the Plague Tale.
Asobo for sure.
Yeah.
I want them.
Like, I guess a lot of people argue it's kind of like the Square Enix and Sony relationship, right? Like, why do you need to acquire Asobo when they've been ride or die with you?
I mean, it's
forever.
all fun and games until somebody else come acquire them, though.
I agree.
It's all fun and games. All this partnership is all cool, lolly dandy.
It's exactly what happened with Embracer.
La 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 la.
Yes, Nero.
Like, until somebody comes scoop Sega up from up under our nose, or
we saw Embracer scoop up all these studios, and we're like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Like, oh my god, Microsoft could have had fucking Lord of the Rings, Dead Island, like a Tomb Raider for under 400 million.
Mm-hmm.
I would have paid at least double that. Without even questioning it, like that, guys, that was a steal.
Bungie money for it. I mean, for those ones, maybe, because I don't know. Destiny just doesn't seem like Bungie just doesn't seem to be doing it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it sounded like it was a decent deal until it wasn't. RSJ fan saying, I want PlayStation to fail. This is a former, by the way, RSJ, I'm going to out you. This is a former pony right here.
Word?
Yeah. That's a former pony saying that right there. I don't want them to fail to not exist. I want them to fail so hard that I want the competition, but I want them to get hurt hard because they need to wake up.
Hey, look. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm a Bills fan. I want to see the Patriots fail, but I don't want to see them cease to exist. I had to do it, man. I had to do it.
Come after my guys, didn't you?
Hey, listen.
Come after my guys.
Yo, listen. Every Saturday before the Bills and Patriots play those 2 times this year in fall.
You can send me the text. You can send me the text like, my Bills won. But I don't know, Dusty. What do you think about like Xbox possibly stepping in and maybe acquiring these smaller studios from Embracer? I feel like, and like you brought up Coffee Stain and Friends. I cannot say it without fucking laughing. They made Valheim, which was extremely popular on PC. And they made Wreckfest and Deep Rock Galactic, which is also a very good game. I hear Goat Simulator, fun game if you like that sort of thing. Would you like to see Xbox acquire any of these studios? Or are you kind of on the fence of like, or on the side, I should say, of it's enough, like Xbox has acquired enough studios, let them work on what they have? Or what's your take?
You're not gonna see this one coming. I'm still on the train that Xbox should buy WB away from Discovery.
Yeah, speak about language. Okay, yeah, let's go. I've been saying that for years.
I get what Nero was saying, but I want Xbox to buy everything and go all in. Fuck.
I'm with you.
I want them to.
Hey, Dusty, I'm with you. I'm just trying to get the feds off our back. You feel me?
I know you're right.
CMA, because we got the APC,
looking in the rear view.
ATG.
The bigger we go, the closer they sniff. You know, so like I feel that, but.
You got Joe Biden questioning our acquisitions now. Like, motherfucker, you for America or not? God damn it!
Like, shut your damn mouth. Yeah, shut up, Joe.
Shut up.
Out of all the acquisitions I would like to see next, the one on my mind the most is still Sega.
Yeah, same.
As far as the smaller studios, I mean, Coffee Stain and Friends kind of seems right up Xbox's alley. It's a good place to work at. People seem to get along from what we hear. I mean, you're bound to share a coffee with someone. There's about to be a Coffee Stain
with
friends.
Can they just honestly just crowdsource or crowdfund a new name? If in that case,
so bad. I know.
Coffee Stain Co. I don't know, but maybe Coffee Stain is a coffee shop somewhere, so they couldn't just say Coffee Stain. I don't know.
Yeah,
but the thing is that as fun or funny as the names are, these are studios that, from what we know, have credible work under them. So I think they would do well under the Xbox umbrella. When will they happen? Will they come next? I don't know.
Probably not.
But it makes sense. But I mean, then again, a lot of these, you guys listed them off yourself.
So
a lot of these studios make sense.
A lot makes sense. Yeah.
There's every studio under the Xbox umbrella, believe it or not, in one way or another, can make sense. So even Xbox owning PlayStation. Sorry, I shouldn't say that out loud. But but
you're gonna get us cancelled.
I'm sorry.
or dust.
But I mean, it's a fun thing to watch, because when the news comes out that Xbox is looking to acquire somebody, the news hits randomly. And then everybody just goes, "Oh, what's the potential of this? What's coming to Game Pass? Oh my god!"
Yeah.
And then you have the people who cry. So we'll see what happens next. I think the smart buy next would probably be these smaller studios,
to stay off the radar. I mean,
along with Sega.
Oh, okay. So sort of staying off the radar, but then immediately not being off the radar.
Like, take these smaller studios, act like, okay, so Xbox is kind of laying low, and then boom, Sega.
And then boom, Sega. I don't hate that. See, the thing is, I think Xbox has one more big publisher left. I think that's it. I think it's Sega. I don't, and the thing is I don't want it to be Sega. I rather, nothing's off the table. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Literally nothing is off the table, in my opinion. After ABK, if you're still saying that money doesn't matter, and I think you're insane, because nobody was talking ABK. I would rather have a Capcom or something along those lines, or I probably would even maybe take WB over that. But I think the smart move, and the one that makes the most amount of sense, is probably Sega. I don't hate it, because Sega's IP,
Sonic.
their back catalog is massive. I don't know many studios. If you look up, I mean, Capcom, even I'd rather have Capcom, but if you look
I'll sell my soul if we get Capcom.
I would too.
Not gonna happen. No.
But if you look at the IPs that Sega has, I can't think of another publisher that's even close to the number. Like, go on Wiki right now. It's just a never-ending fucking list of games, dude.
And the thing you have to also consider about Capcom, they've done very well for themselves over the last couple of years. They're not in a position.
They don't need to be.
They don't need it.
And you could argue that Sega is kind of in the same position
who else
right
didn't
now.
need it? You know who else really didn't need it, though? ABK. Yeah, their shit was tanking, but they did not. I don't think they really needed it.
The only thing they needed was a way to get out from the scandal, and I think that's what the purchase helped. They didn't need to be bought, but it helped them revitalize themselves.
There you go, David.
I want
Xbox to buy this YouTube channel.
As a result, out of it.
Yeah, I know Nero was saying he'd sell out. I'll sell out.
I'll sell out to. Hey, listen.
Cut the
Day one.
If Sony, I'm letting y'all know, if Sony come with me and say we're gonna buy the whole panel of PS5 Pro and unlimited PSN.
That's all it took was a PS5
No.
Pro.
It gotta be. No,
you cheap
no,
motherfucker.
I'm just starting. I'm starting to let them know. But like,
Got his list.
I need a check. I'm sorry, I need a check. If you think I'm gonna come
Yeah.
to a platform where I can't play Starfield, I need a big check. I'm sorry, I need a big check.
Okay, I got you. For a second, I was like, I need that.
The PS5 Pro
Usually
is just
when
a
you go
start.
to a platform where they can't guarantee that your information is safe, you got another thing coming.
Hey, if I can't feel comfortable putting my credit card in your thing in your store, I mean, you got a good point there.
I mean, to be honest with you, one of the main reasons I don't even own a PlayStation 5 is because their refund policy is beyond shit.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
Like I can't do it.
Down, man.
A main reason I don't own one is because I just don't agree with their overall business practices. You can see when they're just cash grabbing left and right, whether it's their monitors, their headphones, their this or that, and it's like, why am I going to invest in this hardware when I know you're just cash grabbing me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's just being screwed over, and you're just like, hey, I'll have some more, please.
Yeah, I'd rather take that hardware and blow it up to oblivion. But
which why it annoys me that so many of these companies like that report on the news and like or say they report on news do not call that shit out more. It just pisses me off. Absolutely no integrity whatsoever.
And it all boils back that point right there, Panda. It all boils back down to next gen narrow fighting a good fight against the bias. I'm doing my best out here. My back hurts.
I mean, we look at what earlier in the show we were talking about
my back,
the Des Gordon thing, and like none of these outlets bothered to even go to him and ask for a comment on something that was clearly screenshotted and leaked from his Discord. But none of them reached out to him, or else he would have given an opinion.
Yeah,
they even reported that
they took the lowest barrier of entry.
Yeah.
They reported on it like actually being like this is what he said, but it was like this is his opinion. No one was putting it in there that his opinion is this.
Right.
I will shout out to him because I don't. For one, I gotta preface this by saying I appreciate the hard work that everybody in the community does, whether I agree with them or not. I respect.
Jez is a great contributor to this community. I will fight for Jez.
Definitely. He I love his articles. I love when he break news, but I also gotta point out that you was also a contributor to the gloom and doom of Xbox.
Yes.
True. It's two sides of a coin, man. Like I said, I love the work you do, but you have to know that your influence, and it's like, do you want the brand to succeed? Because like one tweet you saying you love it, you feel comfortable, you're not leaving no time soon, but then the next moment it's like you getting on the first gloom and doom clickbait bullshit. I get it. You got to put food on the table.
Everyone was on the hype train of the June showcase, and then the moment something, even a wisp of some bad Xbox news comes up, they're like blasting it everywhere, going, "You can't even have one good day.
We can't have a day or a week. It's true.
Fucking taking your knees.
It's true. That's why you should come here and listen to this podcast.
That's exactly why you should come here. Button. I'm sorry, but I gotta talk about shit again
because I broke NDA. But I'm kidding.
Yeah, she's fired. She's gone.
That's right. I forgot about that shit. We'll talk after the show in the green room.
I will say, if you're an Xbox fan, you need to share this fucking channel out, because not only do you get this awesome podcast right here, but Retry goes fucking hard to keep people up to date with what's coming in Game Pass, what to expect. Like the amount of effort he puts into these videos, guys. Like if you only on this channel right now for the podcast, if you listening to this, you need to just go look what he does outside the podcast as well. Like, yes, this podcast is.
Thank you, Nero.
I love this podcast, but his other work should be highlighted as well. You know what I'm saying? I think Retry might be a little too humble.
Yeah,
I am. I don't like compliments. Stop it.
I would rather go to him. Honestly, I would rather, when it comes to what's coming to Game Pass, if it's not the official Xbox YouTube channel, I'm going to Retry every time. I'm not going to IGN. I'm not going to Games Radar. I'm not going to none of these frauds. Fuck IGN. Every time I get to you know what I'm saying? Like, this guy channel is really fucking good, bro. Like, I literally sat here and binge watched this video.
Kotaku out of business, next it's IGN.
Exactly.
Can we stop? Can we stop watching?
Yeah.
Can we stop watching gaming events through IGN? I know sometimes we.
Thank you.
I refuse to. I refuse to.
I always
Can we please stop watching gaming events through IGN?
To the official site.
If there's another option, I will watch it.
I don't care if it's in Spanish. I would rather watch it there.
Thank you, Dusty, for bringing that up. I do that all the time, bro.
Leave a dislike.
because that helps too.
Yeah, that helps. That helps too. I ain't gonna lie, that helped my Forza review. A lot of people was just liking it. Like, a lot of people was hating on my Forza review. Yo, fuck you.
But
all
all
engagement's good engagement.
Right back to you. Those
Yes,
dislikes do not go against you at all whatsoever.
Yes.
So if people want, when people hate you, that is a great thing, right? Everyone always says that.
Embrace
so
the hate.
On YouTube, you can monetize that hate.
Mhm.
Heyo.
Yes, you can.
Yep.
That's how we got a lot of
That's
these,
why I keep my
these
foot on
Sony
these
channels out here.
Yeah, facts. We had people making our first episode. We had ponies making
Our very first
reaction
episode.
videos to us. Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Very first
And
episode.
they
No one even
clipped
knew
it.
we
I
existed.
was an hour late, and they clipped. Like,
And they
that's
still
how long
clipped
they had to
Panda.
watch.
Yeah. I know.
They're probably gonna
To
clip
get
this
me
too.
the
They be like, who the fuck do those 4 or 5 cute fucking people think they are? The fucking Xbox whores. I'm sorry, PlayStation people not that attractive. I'm sorry. Like,
there you go. Demo Flow knows all about the hate. Demo Flow Gaming. Shout out to you, brother. He's also on this podcast, man. Good dude. He'll definitely be back.
Unfortunately,
almost 3 hours, Richie. Whew.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
What a great episode, man.
The loudest ponies tend to be the least watered.
Say it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. He's right.
They the dullest lights in the room. They the least workers. Yes.
The least screw.
Probably
I was trying to keep the horse reference, like
we had doctors performing open heart surgery.
Bro, that killed me. I was like, you've got to be
holy
lying.
Fuck, dude.
You
can't make that shit up, dude.
I would have been
dick pics, open heart surgery. They're a different breed, dude. They're a different breed, and I meant to use the word breed.
What would have sold it if the patient was like,
I know, dude. It's different type of people, man. I just don't understand them. But on that, I think we'll cut it there. We've been going. I think this is the longest podcast we've done. So congratulations, Dusty. You just set a record for longest podcast.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, you did it. Thank you guys for coming out tonight.
225 people watching.
225.
I kind of don't want to end. I kind of don't want to go.
I want to keep going too.
Follow me.
But
someone did.
Y'all want to talk some hip hop shit?
Yeah.
Let's talk about how Drake is. Let's talk about how Drake is winning.
I do need to know though.
Hey,
Drake
Drake is winning, man. Hey, Drake is up right now, man. I heard Kendrick just dropped another weak ass goddamn track.
I see. I'm Team Kendrick. Oh, he's Team. Let's go. We'll fight.
So let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. So Kendrick drops 616 in LA, right? The day is going by. Everybody's listening to it. They gave their thoughts. All of that good and whatever. Drake out of nowhere drops Family Matters. Then 5 minutes later, Kendrick drops Meet the Grams. Now, I will say right now, it is a tie. And it's beautiful for hip hop that it's a tie because this is only just beginning.
Yeah,
this is only just beginning.
They set this shit up, man. This is like
they had to.
This reminds me like Tupac and Biggie. This reminds me like back in the day, East Coast versus West Coast. This is fucking genius marketing by Drake and Kendrick. Yeah, good on you guys for fooling all these dumb motherfuckers that think this shit is real. Good on you guys. Yes. I love to see it. Get that paper.
I don't know, man. Because Kendrick just dropped a new track too, Retry. Like why we was on the pod.
I'm just gonna say,
I'm
gonna throw a little. I'm gonna throw a little diss to Drake, where I don't think a guy like him, that comes from fucking Degrassi High, is a gangster. I'm just saying, like, he's not built for this type of lifestyle. He's not a battle rapper. Degrassi High, he came from Canada.
Oh, actually, hold up.
You don't know mixtape Drake. If you don't know mixtape Drake, that is a different Drake. A lot of people are not aware of.
I guess not. Yeah, his mainstream stuff, it's just not for me. But
when it comes to rappers, the best thing to do is to find out if they have mixtapes.
Track. He just dropped this shit, man.
Yeah, find out if they have mixtapes.
Us.
Listen to their mixtapes and then see if they really go off. That's why Lil Wayne is respected very highly as an MC,
that's true.
Because his mixtape game is way harder than his album game.
Yeah. Lil Wayne's alcohol's really good too.
Yes. Which alcohol is?
I'm gonna say this, right?
Rum is so fire.
I'm gonna say this, right?
Rapper.
No, he is, but look, he is. But look, though, let me tell y'all why. Let me tell y'all why this is huge. Right? I agree with everything you said, Retry, about Drake just being a fucking. Let's be honest, he's a fucking Canadian Jew, basically. He's literally a Canadian Jewish guy. So it's like that tough guy shit goes out the window.
He's black and Jewish.
Yeah, he's
Right.
black and Jewish, right? But look, this is my thing.
It might be Jewish.
Right, it might be. It might just.
We had a whole bar mitzvah in a music video. He might be Jewish. By the way, I am also black and Jewish, but I'm American, not Canadian. And I'm a dancer.
Hey, that's why you're better. You're American. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're American. Look, I would say this. I never looked at Drake like some killer ass MC. I never looked at him like a battle rapper. I never looked at him like that. I always looked at Drake as a fucking goofy, right? But Reggie, the fact that he is hanging with Kendrick,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Kendrick is where all my respect for this man comes from.
Yeah, I agree. When you have 10 ghostwriters, it's not hard to do.
I mean,
oh shit! Can I bust? Yes, I can.
Damn,
I'm old school, man. So I come from battle rapping, so I'm.
So here's the thing.
Hey, at least he ain't back down like bitch ass Cole. I mean,
but see, but see, here's the thing. If you
I'm just giving him shit,
these rappers, if you only think of these rappers in their mainstream form, then you're gonna miss the whole point.
No, I know. I'm with you. I get you. I totally agree. Like Lil Wayne was a very good example, Dusty, by you. That I hated his music, but his mixtape shit, I agree.
Drought 2, No Ceilings,
fire.
Let's Go.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm old school. So
the thing I want from Drake and Wayne, I want to see fucking growth in y'all music, bro. Y'all motherfuckers is 37, 40, coming up on 50. Like, I want to hear some growth. You know what I'm saying? The next Wayne album, I'm sorry, I don't want to hear you smoking blunts and drinking lean, my nigga. I've been hearing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like respectfully, I've been hearing that shit since I was in diapers, bro.
I want to hear some.
I'm 25. I want to hear some. I'm not saying you got to go do the rippity rap shit that Kendrick is doing. That's why he's losing to Drake right now. But
well, to be honest with you, the reason I say they're tied is because in Meet the Grams, when you realize he's dissing Drake by speaking to his son the entire time, that's a very big diss. Yeah. Very, very big diss. And not once in that track does he ever talk directly to Drake. It's talking to his son the whole time. And one big diss in the song, he says, because you know how he's been saying like, Drake, you know, you're not black enough, like stop saying the N-word, you're not one of us, blah, blah, blah. Which, by the way, Team Light Skin, we are one of you. Thank you. We belong.
I agree. And see, that's why that shit biased, because that's why I fuck with Drake track so much. He said, me and your son should go to the park. Our son should go to the park. That'd be two light skinned kids at the park. That's cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like, K-Dot, you contradicting yourself as fuck. Like, you talk about Drake because he's mixed, but your son is mixed. Your son light as Drake. Like, what is
so he had said because he says he says that stuff about Drake, like, don't say the N-word no more. We don't want you saying that no more, blah, blah, blah. You're not one of us, blah, blah, blah. He calls his son black. Very offhanded comment that he makes in the song, but he's like, don't worry, boy, you're black. And then just continues rapping. That is like, I was like, Kendrick's really smart. And so that's why I say this. If you go back and listen to Family Matters, yes, Drake comes at Kendrick 3 different ways. But then Kendrick comes back at Drake speaking through his son. And then gets the whole world talking about some daughter that Drake don't even have, apparently. But everybody on Instagram was like, Drake has a daughter? That was the only thing people were talking about for 5 hours.
And then people were like, maybe he doesn't, you just don't know about it. I was like, holy shit, we were going down that.
We didn't know about Adonis until Pusha T.
Yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
That's funny.
So the thing is, and to be honest with you, we don't even know the complete truth if Drake didn't know or not. It's just that's what we're made to think because of what Pusha T did. You know what I mean? So a lot of this stuff is rap beef because a lot of times you'll just say shit to get that upper hand. It's the way you word it that comes, across to everybody. So that's why I say right now it's a tie. I can't exactly say Drake is winning. He was until 5 minutes later. You know what I mean? But like, I had to listen to the track 3 times before I realized.
See, I don't think that shit is ready to go and like push. You're crazy.
Yeah.
You're crazy, dude. These guys are working together. You're crazy.
My thing, like I said, though, at the end of the day, Drake should never even be hanging with Kendrick when it comes to having a battle. So the fact that Drake is hanging,
but if you're working on this shit together, that's exactly how it should be, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Mainstream Drake, yes, not mixed.
But I don't know, Retry. This shit getting a little personal, man. He just, like I said, he just dropped the song just now, calling Drake a pedophile. Like, I don't give a fuck how much we playing to strategize. Certain shit.
That's a good point. That's probably
calling me a pedophile. That's just
that. And there's been comments about that too, like on Instagram. Like people are being like, oh, so they were saying about Kendrick's track, like, so we're going to address, that he has a daughter, but we're not going to talk about the pedophile stuff. Like, or Drake, you're going to address your kids, but you're not going to admit about these pedophile allegations, like things like that.
Well, is K-Dot going to talk about smacking his BM around them allegations as well?
Yeah, which
like
is
they both not answering. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and they're coming at each other with heavy shots, but at some point, those shots get a little way too personal when you're in the high. And it's like now.
Listen, when you feel like you're losing a rap battle, sometimes you cross that line. Ask Eminem how many times he crossed that line.
I ain't gonna lie. If I feel like we losing a podcast battle with another podcast opposition, I might cross that line. I might.
For Eminem,
Game Pass Daily just had their last show today.
Yeah.
Oh, Game on Daily, sorry.
I was like, no, I didn't. I'm right here.
Game on Daily.
I said that so confidently.
Gaz and Az. Man, wow.
Asa?
I didn't. Asa. I always say, I don't know. I say that wrong. I didn't see that one coming, man.
Yeah.
But damn. Guess they're doing their thing.
I was reading that while we were all talking too. I was like,
not all good things last, guys.
Wait, what happened?
Going their separate ways of doing their thing.
Ended?
Game on Daily just
Game on Daily.
Look at aim down sites come out to work, and now everybody want to shut their podcast
down.
I'd be scared too.
Wishful thinking.
I'll be scared too, motherfuckers. Shut all them shits down. We coming for all y'all. Even the ones we love, we coming for all y'all.
Coming for your throats.
Better than all y'all. I'm sorry. Y'all, it's some good podcasts out there though, but in my eyes, and I'm supposed to feel that way. If you a podcast, you supposed to feel that way too. Like,
And
Gaz is definitely a pony. Let me throw that up there. Shout out Sanchez.
Gaz is a pony. There you go.
Simple as that.
Big ass gloom and doom. Anybody that doom and gloom Xbox on rumors, you're a fucking pony. I'm sorry. I don't respect.
Everything's fine.
Right, everything. That's literally how. Hey, that's how I was looking though. The way that pony was looking, that's how I was looking when they said Starfield and Halo was coming to Xbox. Because I almost felt this shit. Had me thinking I was in the shower.
Nothing wrong with that. I feel the same way about those.
Yo, Retri, I was in the shower with my head against the wall like this, just water running down, just like this in the shower. I'm like, Phil, why would you do it, Phil? Why would you do it, Phil? Like,
the sad music in the background.
Sad music, man.
All right, I do need to head out, guys.
All right.
Yeah, well, me
love
too.
you, Panda. We should definitely kill this, man. Yeah, we've been going 3 hours, but
I just wanted to hit 3 hours. That's it.
I know you did.
Algorithms.
Panda, before you head out, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, and then we'll get Dusty out of here.
You can find me on Twitter Spaces for 8 hours a day, every day. That's what everyone else is doing.
The kids know.
You can find me on Xbox, Red Dead Panda 871, and you can find me on Twitter or X, Red Dead Panda with number 1. That's where you can find me, and I have done nothing this week towards my videos. I've been playing other stuff.
More to come.
But more to come.
Yeah, more to come. All right, Dusty, what about you, brother? Where can everyone find you?
You all can find me on X at the Dusty Uno or on YouTube at the Dusty Uno, streaming live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. PDT. We discuss gaming, TV and film, and wrestling, G-Wave TV. And you can find me at my personal Instagram at my name is Neo __. And you can also find me for 8 hours in them Twitter spaces every day, logging them streets, just telling it like it is, listening to it like it is, and absorbing all of that great, juicy, well-researched
intellect. You know that
well-researced and
he's
just
learning
high IQ information that is given to me, and that's where you can find me.
Absolutely, man. Dusty, you were on fire tonight, man. I'm so glad we had you on here, man. It was definitely a good time, and shout out to you, Vinny, as well, being here for the time that he was allocated here. Next Gen Nero, let everyone know where they can find you and all your awesome reviews, man.
You can find me in the Twitter space. I'm usually there. Next Gen Nero, as you see on the screen, you can find me on my main YouTube page is the IGN. Fuck IGN. Next Gen Nero on everything, man. Instagram, Next Gen Nero, man. Everything, YouTube, Twitter. I'm fighting a good fight, man. Every day I troll and get more and more ponies mad at me. I got a tweet that does numbers once a week just from trolling. And man, I want to also thank Vinny for coming, for the time he was here. I very much appreciated that. I definitely appreciate you, Dusty, man. It was a pleasure to meet you, bro. And likewise, I definitely will be tuning in and locking in with all of your content as well. I want to shout out to the chat first and foremost, man. Shout out to all the moderators, man. Shout out to Jay Duke. Like I said, great episode last week. Man, shout out to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the podcasts out there we're going to surpass in a few months, and probably already surpassing.
Jason.
Shout out to
next week, Tim Dog joins the stage, right?
Hey, tell Tim Dog you got an open invitation, man. I just want to talk to him. Tell him don't come breathing all heavy in the mic, though, man. All that breathing, tell him back up.
I just want to go to PlayStation. I don't want to be on Xbox no more.
See, I can't do that. I'm sorry. Like never mind. The check might be nice. Go ahead with yourself.
Yeah. Nah. Listen. Tim Dog was one of my guys. But he's gone off the deep end a little bit. I love you, Tim, but yeah, it's gone too far. It's gone too far even for my taste, and I could take a lot of bullshit, but it's enough is enough, in my opinion. But guys, you guys can obviously find me here, Game Pass Daily, Game Pass News, and to watch this awesome podcast. On that note, I think I'm just going to cut it short. I just want to thank everyone for coming out. We had over 200 people coming out here between Twitter and X. You guys are helping us grow. We will be monetized this month. Count on that. And what we'll be doing, super chats, memberships, and all that jazz is coming soon. Merchandise is also coming soon, so look forward to that. We get some good Aim Down Sights gear coming out. But I just want to thank you guys for supporting us. It means a lot. This is a brand new podcast. It's just, you guys have just been a ton of fun. And we will see you on the next episode of the Aim Down Sights podcast.
Look out for that 4 out of 10 Nero.
4 out of 10 Nero shirt coming soon. I'm stealing it. Stealing it.
Nero shirt, man, on the way.
I need that. 2X, baby. Send it.
Absolutely. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Later.